Reverb Experiment episode number 10.
Ooh.
Hey.
We in the double digits.
We the big 1-0, baby.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, no Raggio today. He had to go be dad of the year, and come to his son's first football game. So we wish him luck. Come back with that W.
Yes.
We want to welcome everybody that is listening either via Apple, Spotify, YouTube, all major streaming platforms. We want to thank everybody for their support. We want to thank everybody from the Reverb Nation. The Facebook group is growing and is almost at 400.
It's popping.
It's popping.
Ooh.
So I'd like to introduce myself, G_focused. To my left, we have Steph.net.
What's good?
We have Photo B in the building. He's back from quarantine.
Hey. I'm not sick, y'all.
And we also got D-Lo helping us out on this episode as well. You will remember him from the episode For Better or For Worse.
Yes.
Hey.
If you didn't listen to that one, go listen.
Go listen. And we also have a special guest in the building that I will introduce a little bit later. First, just like we always like to do, if we have any new Apple Podcast reviews, we would like to read them and thank them for listening. So we're going to go ahead and kick it over to Photo B.
Well, it looks like on mine doesn't seem like we have any new ones.
All right. So then that would then encourage you guys to please leave a review if you guys liked our podcast. The best way that you can help us, since we're not asking for any money, we're not charging, we're not doing any Patreon as of right now, is to share, like, and leave a review on the podcast. So that way other people can discover our podcast and see what it is that we have to offer.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Please.
So before we get into the pod, it's episode number 10. Didn't think we was gonna make it to 10,
But we made it.
I always believe, baby.
Hey, on a serious note though, 10 for us is a big deal, just because anything that you do, you got to stay consistent.
Yes.
And we have had many meetings. We've had many Zoom calls. We didn't think we was going to start because of the pandemic. And we've all kind of put our personal lives to the side and made time for this podcast. So to celebrate, I got some gifts.
Oh, what?
I got some gifts
Oh,
for the
what?
pod. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Oh.
So for my man Photo B,
That's okay.
for my man Photo B, man,
me?
I appreciate you, brother.
Oh.
For those that don't know, Photo B does all our video, our
Yes.
recording, our editing. You know what I mean? So
Oh.
10 episodes is dope. And some of y'all don't know all the issues that come with video editing, man.
Come
and it's
on.
not an easy task.
Oh.
Episode 10, I want to give you the gold bottle, my man.
Oh, the
Hey,
gold bottle.
That's nice.
Give it air horn.
You over there feeling sophisticated.
I am. I don't know when I'm going to pop this, but somebody's going to be happy when I do.
And it matches the goat chain, you know what I'm saying?
Come on,
Hey.
go.
Hey.
Come on.
And then for the queen,
You know. Yes.
nah, it's the other bottle. It's the
Oh,
other
she got the
bottle.
other bottle.
No, she got the other
Oh.
bottle.
Oh, the other bottle.
So for the queen, because she got so much black girl magic popping on this podcast,
Okay.
I had to give her the black girl magic bottle, you know what I'm saying?
Yay.
I was trying to check with D-Lo to see if you like the red blend or the Riesling. And
That's perfect.
this okay, cause I figured that you wanted the light. So black girl magic for the black girl
Yes.
queen. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, go.
And then I got a bottle for Raggio, but he ain't here, so we're going to have to give it to him once he comes back with his son, you know what I'm saying? So, but wanted to thank y'all, man. Life is short, and you got to give people their flowers while they still here, man.
I
So,
appreciate
Man,
That's
that.
right, that's right.
appreciate you.
Now I feel like I
For
ain't shit because I ain't got you a gift.
real. Man.
hey, man, it's a gift just being here. That's what I
Man,
look at.
appreciate that.
All right, so let's get into the pod. Y'all like, okay, let's get over with the mushy stuff. Let's get to the pod. So today we got a jam-packed episode for y'all today. We are going to talk about celebrity divorces, Ray J and Princess Love, and then also Cardi B and Offset. We're going to talk about Tory Lanez breaking his silence. He gave his side of the story. I think this is probably going to be the last time we talk about Tory Lanez on this podcast. Excuse me.
I hope so.
And then we're also going to talk about the Breonna Taylor verdict and just the emotions that came up with that. But before we get to those segments for the Internet Wins Again, so if you want to hear our thoughts on that, you're going to have to listen to a little bit later on in the pod. We got a special guest for you guys today. We got a gentleman that I know very well. He's a beast. He is a business owner and investor. He's a strength and wellness coach with a background in MMA and boxing. He is not only a motivator, he is a hype man in powerlifting, and he is a highly recommended and highly recognized back spotter for the Boss of Bosses. He also is a owner of Reynolds Performance Bar Club and the Fit Club Studio that is in Yuba City, California. Let's go ahead and give this man an applause.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's an impressive resume.
Impressive resume. All right, so we're going to ask this gentleman some questions because during the COVID-19, a couple of us have gained a little pounds. I know I've probably had about 5 to 10 pounds during the COVID. So we're going to talk to this gentleman, and he has a lot of knowledge on not only your physical well-being, but your mental well-being as well. So, John, thank you for coming to the pod, man. Hey, and for y'all guests out there that come on the pod, please take note. He has listened to the podcast, and he supports the podcast, and now he's on the podcast. So we appreciate people that support us so we can support them. So thank you for coming on the show, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm thankful to be here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. It's we gonna get into these topics, man, because people in the group were like, oh, we need to ask these questions about losing weight and all this. So I'm like, yeah, I think it's a good.
So much response on that. Mm-hmm. They was ready, like, ask him this. How you? I'm like, oh, okay. I was thinking the same thing.
Facts. So, first of all, good morning, everybody, right?
Yes.
So the first question that we want is just so you can kind of introduce yourself is tell us a little bit about what you do and what made you do it. What led you to going into that career field?
All right, so first, my name is John David Reynolds III.
Hey, put the third on there.
I always say it. I tell everybody, it's like my name's a stock tip. Just keep it in your mind. So I actually always wanted to be a trainer and coach. Mm-hmm. It was when I first learned to fight. I watched the Bruce Lee movie. My best friend punched me in the mouth. I said, "Oh, I love this."
Okay.
And then after that, it was watching Conan the Barbarian and watch Arnold push the Wheel of Destiny around. I was like, so I want to fight like Bruce, but I want to look like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then I want to make people look like that. Mm. And so by the time I was 12, 13 years old, I had already started buying books. I had already started learning. I got my first weight set when I was like 9.
Oh, early then. Okay.
My mom was obsessed with bodybuilding. My mom likes, like, my dad was a defensive lineman in college. My dad's muscular. Mm-hmm. Like, I make fun of him now because he got small. Mm-hmm. But that was my life. Right. That's what I wanted to do. And it's so bad now. Like, my little sister, she judge guys based off if they work out or not. It's whatever.
Hey, that's important.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's what got me into it. It's just a passion that I always had. Mm-hmm. And then after I got out of the Marine Corps and I actually moved back to California, I actually went and worked at 24 Hour Fitness for like 4 hours. I realized I was like, I don't like this. I quit, left. The next day, I started my own business.
Okay. Hey, hold on. We're going to...
Right. Come on now.
Yeah, do that, man. Ownership. Yeah. It's big.
Yeah, so I was working overnight at Target. And then during the day, I actually was walking. I walked home. Got home. As soon as I got home in the morning, I started working on my business stuff. Started looking for clients, finding a place where I could train clients, and it all started from there. And here we are, 12 years later.
Wow.
So with the 4 hours, was it a 4-hour shift, or you quit but like in the middle of your shift?
Like in the middle of my shift.
So you only did one shift.
Yeah,
half a shift.
Matter of fact, they sent me. I never actually even cashed the paycheck they sent me.
Oh wow!
I can't even lie. I got it. I remember I got it in the mail. I looked at it and I was like,
He went to lunch and didn't come back.
Okay. You know what Bernie Mac say? Where's Johnny?
That's really was it too. I was like, nope.
Not for me. I'm all. That's crazy.
That's dope. That's a dope start. So what do you do? Tell us a little bit, or the audience that's not familiar with your work. What is it that you specialize in, or what do you offer as far as your different services?
So passionately, I strongly believe if I can get a barbell in your hand, I can change your life. Period. I don't care what your health ailment is. I don't care where you're at. If I can get you to touch a barbell, I can change your life, no matter what it is. And with that, what I mean is, if I can make you stronger physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it takes to get you from point A to point B, that's really my foundation of everything that I believe in. And everything that I teach people, it starts very simple. My programming's simple. My philosophy's simple. I want you to eat food that you like. If you like collard greens, cool. Honestly, if you like pork chops, cool. I'm not arguing with you.
I like this.
What I need you to do, I mean, look, all right.
My diet.
So if you really want to think about it, it's like, you know how people say, well, my grandparents did this. Yeah, they did. How long did they live? Like, my grandfather's 85 years old.
Yeah.
So, and I guarantee you, he still had he had 4 to 6 biscuits every morning. Look, if he 80, I'm not going to argue with what worked for him.
Yeah.
You
that's
know?
real.
I'm not going to argue. Like, you can sit up there. Like, I had a great Aunt Hazel. Aunt Hazel lived to be, what? She was like 96. Y'all, anytime you saw her, she had a beer in her hand till the last day you saw her. Like, and like she had more energy than most people I know, even in her 80s and 90s. She was the first person to get up and dance at any family event. And it's like, generally, a lot of people don't understand strength is a decision. You choose to sit on the couch. You choose, and like people go, and so I'm going to kind of skip ahead a little bit, but because like one person, like I have a real big pet peeve about this. It's like people want to say good or bad foods. No such thing as good or bad food. It's are you eating or are you not? Most of the time, most of my clients come to me and they tell me how bad they eat. And I ask them to write down what you ate for the last 3 days. Every time I look at it, most of the time, guess what? They didn't eat enough. That sounds crazy. But most people will sit up there. You say, I got to go to work. I got to take care of my kids. I got to do this. How about take care of yourself before you take care of somebody else? There's a reason that when you're in the airplane, they tell you when that oxygen mask come down, put it on yourself first, then help your child.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people don't sit there and understand that, like, you're sitting up there worried about what's good or bad. The question is, are you actually even doing anything consistent to begin with? Because if you start with what you're doing consistently, like you said, you're on your 10th episode, and it's consistency. You put this together during the pandemic. You put this together with everybody else's schedules.
Yeah.
There's like 5 people to make this podcast work.
Right.
So if one of those things fall off, is somehow you find a way to make it come together.
Right.
Guess what? Well, if you're sitting up there going, well, this isn't working, how do you know? How do you know what's not working if you haven't done anything consistent?
Right. Okay. Hey. We gonna get into that.
You know what? That's real true, because I don't want to put my husband on the spot, but before he started, getting healthy, he would say, I don't eat that bad. But you only eat once a day. That's worse. Like you need to be, you know what I mean? If you're not eating enough, that's just as bad.
Yeah, that's
if the one thing you are putting in your body is some Jack in the Box or some
Right.
whatever BS, it's definitely not gonna be good for you.
Right.
Right, because like, and everybody laugh. Like if you see me, like, so I've been with my girlfriend for 7 years. If you met me 7 years ago, I was still fighting. I was 185 pounds. I'm sitting at this table right now, 320 pounds today. Everybody go, yeah, I don't miss meals. She makes sure I don't miss meals. Right? And matter of fact, she'll call my mom and ask how she cooked this, and she'll figure it out and make it. She'll be like, here, eat this. But the most important part of that is, if you're sitting up there, like he was just saying, like D-Lo just said, if you're going to sit up there and you eat one meal in this Jack in the Box, I guarantee you can get up to like 4,000 calories, sure.
Easy, yeah.
But it's going to be 4,000 trash calories.
Right, right.
So, and then like, or worse, people that sit up there and go, oh, well, I don't have time right now. I don't have time right now. And then you finally do have time. So maybe you had 4 days where you average 800-900 calories a day. Then guess what's going to happen? That weekend going to come. You're going to sit on the couch. What you going to do? I got to get this pizza. I'm going to order these wings. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have these couple of beers. And it's going to start out with just a couple. Everything that you're going to do is go into excess because you spent the whole week struggling to actually get your body to move and be consistent in its energy level. That now you're trying to make up for all the burnt, wasted space you built up in that past week. And then you're wondering, why do I always feel tired? Oh, I hate my job. No, you haven't done anything to make yourself productive in this last week.
That's true.
Dang. I feel attacked.
I try working out.
See,
I do my best.
We gonna have you move your mic a little bit because what you saying is good. I want to make sure that we getting all this.
Yeah.
There you go.
But nah, yeah. When it came to like when I realized I wasn't eating enough, I definitely changed that. I've been trying to take around at least like a little meal replacement bar or something. I've been trying to do my meal prep and all that because I realized I don't eat enough.
Because men specifically leave the house unprepared. Like y'all leave with y'all cell phone and some chapstick. Like you don't think you gonna get hungry? You not gonna.
I be trying. It's just sometimes when I'm going, I ain't got no microwave to put my food in. I feel me.
And so, all right, this is a funny story though. I hate microwaving food. Like my clients all think it's so funny. I hate it. Now, I carry a 6-pack bag. Sometimes I have up to 5, 6, 8 meals in it, depending on where I'm at in my training or whatever. But I'm sitting up there. I hate it. So I've always found foods that I could keep that I could just go ahead and eat no matter what at room temperature.
No, I don't like it either.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It changes. I don't know. I'm a texture guy. It just changes the feel of the food and how it just tastes rubbery and fake. And
It's slimy.
I can't eat it. I can't.
Especially microwave vegetables.
No.
That I don't do, but I'm a microwave kid, so
Yes.
I'm used to.
I'm over looking around like
all microwave textures.
I'm gonna be honest.
That I'm used to it all.
I ain't got the issue. Like
No.
I'll microwave.
I'll eat
Look.
food cold and he don't understand.
Yeah, me
I'll
too.
just eat it cold.
Mad the other day, she gonna taste this and give me a bite of something cold. I was like, why did you do that? You eating this with not what?
Because if I would have warmed it up, it was spaghetti squash. You can't rewarm that up.
No.
It's
That's so
just gonna
nasty.
It's
You
gonna
gonna
be
eat
hella
it.
water.
So y'all just rather
Right.
just eat it cold.
Yeah.
It's already nasty,
Yeah.
and you want me to taste it
Cold.
more nasty by giving it
Squash
to me
is not
cold.
nasty.
Whatever.
All right, bet.
Maybe you'll like it. You know, goddamn, we ain't gonna like that.
D-Lo trying to get all the microwave sponsorships on the show.
Hey, you feel me? Get that whirlpool on.
Hot Pocket's about to call
that
him.
world-
Hungry man.
Hot Pocket about to email
Hey, you know
him.
what? I can't even lie. Like you gave me a hungry man right now. I will eat that.
Playing with me. I need you.
All right. So since we're here, you might as well go in and go all the way in. So what are some of the most common misconceptions or myths when it comes to physical health?
All right, so we can look at this in 4 parts. The first one, nutrition. Nutrition is the foundation of everything. What you're putting in your body. Now, with that being said, like I already said, there are no bad foods. Stop thinking that. If I've cut 40 pounds for a competition, I've cut 55 pounds for a competition. But I can tell you this: the whole time I'm like dropping weight, I still find like once a week especially when I know I'm dieting real hard, I'll have my one meal where I have pizza or I have hot wings. It's standard. Nobody even argues. Like I pay coaches to tell me what to do, because like I believe in coaching. First of all, like what does it look like if I'm going to coach people if I don't believe people need coaches?
Right.
So, but like, and they'll sit up there. I laugh. They laugh at me. I'm like, look, we're gonna have hot wings on this day, and I'm gonna have pizza on this day. They go, okay, cool, and we go from there. But it's first and foremost is nutrition and understanding. Like, don't criminalize the things that you love to eat. If you're sitting up there and you criminalizing what you like to eat, I guarantee you, it's gonna be a lot harder to sit there and be consistent with your diet.
That makes sense. I gotta apologize to some of the food that I like now.
For real.
Like I'm sorry.
Forgive me.
Right, I'm sorry.
Forgive me, chicken.
That's right. Look, all right, I'm gonna put you this way. Like, if you sit up there, I want you to think about it. Like, you think about a time you dieted for yourself, right? And you sitting up there and you go through it, and then all of a sudden, it's been 3 days, and the only thing you can think about is what you can't have.
Yep.
Why? Why do that to yourself?
Yeah.
That is so unnecessary. Like, now, if you're getting ready for a bodybuilding show, okay. Anybody, y'all want to get ready for a bodybuilding show?
I mean, I want my body to be ready for like one.
I want to look like one.
You wanna look like one,
right. But if
Can I
you,
practice for practice?
yeah, yeah,
All right, cool.
Practice?
yeah, practice.
Show my body somewhere.
I feel like honestly, the way that I try to function is moderation. You know, I love chips, but do I have to have chips 2-3 times a day? Maybe not. You know, but do I have to not have them at all? No, I don't feel like it has to be that extreme.
Right.
That's the thing. People. The first thing they do with their nutrition is, I'm going to cut out my carbs. Shut up. I'm gonna go keto. Shut up. No, I'm not. I like, and people will come to me like, cause for Fit 40, my studio, I do challenges, 40-day challenges. But the thing is, like, when I do them, like, they'll come to me and say, "Hey, I want to do a challenge, but I want to do it keto." No, it's just as simple. No,
I heard that.
because like, I can get you to lose 20 pounds on keto in 2 weeks. Yep. Guess what? The third week, I can gain 40 pounds on you. Like, if I'm cutting, like I just said before, I've cut up to 55 pounds for a competition. Even when I did that, like, it was keto, because like 2 to 3 weeks, the first 2 weeks, you're going to lose a lot of water weight. Then if you stress your body enough, you can start wringing it out. But the thing is, that's not an actual permanent change. Permanent change takes time. You didn't get to be 200 pounds of fat sitting there. No, it didn't happen in 2 days,
Right.
or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. That happened in 3 years. So if you think you're gonna lose 20 pounds that you didn't want on your body in 3 weeks, you're crazy.
That is real, man.
Because like, if you're sitting up there, now this is actual science to this. You have to understand, muscle takes almost a month to get 1 pound. A month to get 1 pound of muscle. Do you know how much time that it actually takes for fat to actually be burned? Guess what? Right now, while we're sitting here having this podcast and we're talking, we're actually burning fat sitting right here.
Yes. I need this.
I'm like, see, because like, what people don't understand is fat is the most efficient source of energy your body has. So if it's the most efficient, it's just like sitting up there. You go to the gas pump, you go buy gas, you're sitting up there, you're thinking, hey, I'm trying to get the most gas mileage out of my car, right?
Right.
Well, guess what? If I'm sitting up there, if you know one gas, if you buy this particular gas, all of a sudden you're gonna get an extra 5 miles to gallon. You're gonna take it.
Right.
That's what fat is. Because on a calorie scale, 1 gram of carbs, 4. 1 gram of protein, 4. Fat, 9. I'm going with this one. This is the primary source.
Right.
So everything that you do, that's why they tell you, like, that's why high fat, low fat actually matters. Is that you have to understand that where you're sitting up there, you want to make yourself inefficient at burning fat. Because you wanted to choose carbs. You wanted to choose protein. You wanted to be efficient in doing the jobs that it needs to do, so that it recognizes that the fat that you have, the excess, it gotta go. Make sense?
Yeah.
Like, why would I keep all this extra fat around if I don't need it?
If you don't need it. So you want to train your body to be efficient at burning the energy that it needs to.
Protein and carbs.
Right.
And carbs.
Because that's the other thing. So the next part of this, number 2, protein.
Take some notes.
Protein is like super popular in the concept that people think, hey, I'm going on a high protein diet. Yeah. All right. So this is where this comes important. Right now, in a pandemic, protein is very important. Do you know why? The number 1 job of protein. It is your immune system. Your immune system, cell development, things like that. The internal workings of your body. The repairing of structures. So like, if you're in the hospital and you're sick, guess what? Yeah, they put sugar and protein in that bag. The reason that there's in there, and salt. Stop criminalizing salt. But when you have carbohydrates function as a source for your brain. Your brain needs about 200 grams of carbs to like function. So if it needs 200 grams of carbs a day, why are you cutting them?
Dang. That's a big myth buster right there, because carbs get criminalized the most.
Yeah, the idea is you just have to be consistent with them. If you're sitting up there, if you actually look at what you're doing and you make it consistent, the first thing I tell anybody to do is, for 1 week, just try to eat consistently. Make it boring, make it something, but it's something that you'll do every single day. You want to make sure the first part is start at 80 grams of protein in a day. Now, ideally, you want to get about 0.8% of your body weight, but 80 grams a day is a good start. Generally, that's like medically what you absolutely necessarily need.
You said 0.8%?
0.8.
The body weight?
Playing.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, taking notes.
I heard that.
I know a lot of people that are going to be listening. For those that are listening, I'm sure that you're getting your notes out too, because this is important information.
Look, I'm going to Cancun in November. All right.
You trying to get right?
So all right. I'm gonna give y'all. This is probably gonna be the easiest way to do this yourself. So if you sitting up there, you wonder. So like these first two things, like I said, nutrition. Number 2 is protein.
Protein.
Now I made protein a thing by itself for this reason. Because protein is neat in that it allows you to be full.
Mm-hmm.
It allows you to feel full for a little bit longer. Because it's not an actual energy source like carbs or fat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a job. It does a job,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so it's going to show up. It's going to do what it's supposed to do. It's not going to try to do nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that, this is the cool little trick. Take your body weight, multiply it by 10. That's how many calories you need.
A day.
When you're sitting up there, you're trying to lose weight. This is for if you're trying to lose weight. All right? Now, after you get that number, then what you want to do is take your body weight.
Multiple carbs or calories?
Calories. Now, you take that. Now, the next number I'm going to give you is 0.8 times your body weight, and that's your protein number.
Okay.
You take the protein number, that whatever the equation is, you take that protein number, multiply that by 4. Whatever that number is, it's going to be the number of calories you get from protein. Subtract that from that first number.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Whatever's left, divide that up in carbs and fat, however you want to.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's it.
I'm gonna be listening to this episode again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it again because that's some math.
Yeah.
No, but it's easy. But it's easy math. But that makes it simple.
That's
Now, check this out. Now, like that's simple, right? Now, the next thing that you do, like I didn't tell you have to eat this amount of carbs, this amount of fat, or blah blah blah. No,
Right.
you literally could just look at it just like that. Now, if you ate just like that for 7 days, then all of a sudden you say, "Oh, okay, I can do this again." So you do it for the next week. Oh crap, this is actually not that hard. Then all of a sudden you can sit up there and piece it together. You can start playing with it a little bit. Oh, you know what? I can have a couple of slices of pizza in this. Oh, you know what? I can do this. And as you see your weight come down, generally, this is the funny part to me. Like, I tell everybody, I can get you to lose 10 pounds, 10 actual pounds in 6 weeks. Now, the cool trick about it is, if I can get you to do that in 6 weeks, I guarantee you I can make you do this over and over again for the rest of the year. Because I just showed you exactly how to live your life the way you want to live your life. Get your drinks on Saturday and still be able to get that number and look the way you want to in the mirror. Because the truth is, my job is to do one thing. And y'all from laugh at me, but I'm for real. I want you to look good naked because the truth is you're trying to hook up with somebody.
Reverb experiment ought to be hella sexy.
Hey.
We finna be hella sexy.
I mean, that's
He
my
talking
job.
photo
My
beat.
job is to help you get to your dream body. My
Yeah.
job is to help you get to where I know that you can get to. So it's really simple as that, man. That's perfect. That's right.
Facts.
All right, don't get mad when I come in the show and start wearing just an open vest and that's it.
Hey, look. So I have one client, right? Like if you look at like when he came to me, he's a nurse and he actually was working to be a model. And we started working together and like he was cute. You know, he was cute.
that was air quotes. Y'all can't see it.
Yeah. I'm
Quote
like,
unquote.
but then, like, so he was like, and then like, so he starts training, and then like, when somebody starts feeling themselves, like he already felt himself, but then all of a sudden he was like, wait a minute, people started looking at him, and he had that little vein in his arm while he was at work. He sent me the text. He was like, man, whatever we doing, we just need to keep doing that.
We can't stop. I'm on my way.
Y'all think I'm gonna be any different?
Y'all, look, I guarantee you, he did not miss a single workout from that point on.
Facts.
That first time, and like I said, he was like, that first time he was like, oh, hold on, coach. Look,
Oh, yeah,
send me a picture, had everything. I was like, all right.
Now, when you getting it in, man, it make you feel good, man. I for sure took some extra videos of my arms looking real nice, after a good workout. Like,
and then, so that's going to lead me to number 3. Number 3, the most important thing is you got to love who you are.
Oh, I do that.
And look, and I need that to be, I want you to be, I tell people, and everybody laugh at me. I'm like, nah, I hype up every one of my clients. I don't care. So I'm going to put this politely. I know I have the number one thought profession possible. I know I'm a thought. That's what makes me money. All right?
Look at Tyson like shit.
Look, I was about to say, hold on, because my husband in the same profession.
But you show up to the session, so you good. You show up to the session.
Yeah.
Don't be out here thotting for the money.
Hey, you want to get paid? You better. I'm going to tell you right now. That first thing, because, the truth is, my job is to flirt with the person you're trying to become.
Oh, I'm not flirting with you. I'm flirting with your future.
Because I need you to believe in that version of you. I need that version of you to show up at the gym every day.
Love your potential.
If you're sitting up there,
Run around the table.
now, and I tell people this, that person, that way you want to look, like you said, you got a trip to Cancun, right? All right, then, if you really think about it, I want you to think about your ideal version of you showing up in Cancun. Right? Now, if that person right there sent you a text message right now, if that person sent you a text message from Cancun in the future, and they told you to do everything that they did to look the way they look when they got there.
I'm going to do it.
Exactly. The best version of you showed up to work every day. Or whatever career it is that you got down the line, and you set up there, you put that in your head, I guarantee you'll show up every day
Manifesting.
Working twice as hard, and then twice as hard than you did the day before.
Come on now.
A word.
That
we need during these pandemic pounds.
Because most people sit up there, and you sit up there going, and you miserable. This is I run 2 businesses. I'm starting a 3rd, and I sit up there, and everybody goes, well, I'm like, man, yeah, I'm struggling financially. So what? Everybody is. Don't mean anything. If I choose to just sit here and go, yeah, guess what? I'm going to sit up there. I'm going to be screwed over just like everybody else.
Right.
It cracks me up. I look at other business owners. They're sitting up there complaining about what they can't do. What can you do?
Right.
Why am I going to focus on what I can't do?
Yeah.
That's the big problem, period. Everybody always want to focus on what they can do, or always want to, kind of really put it on that thick. Look, sure, you can't go left, but there's a lot of stuff to the right that you can get. People need to stop focusing on that. That's really a problem. If you can't get it, go out and get it. If you don't have it and you want the nice car, go out and grind it where you can get it.
Facts.
I mean, I gotta go out and take his.
Facts. Between the what was me issues and the lack mindset, nah. You gotta the best things to do is be thankful for the things that you have and be thankful for the things that are coming.
Yep. Facts. Gratitude is everything.
Facts.
Because the truth is, you should be grateful for this moment right here. You got a chance to do something amazing.
Shit, honestly,
right
everything
now.
that I got is because I'm thankful. Look at this.
Look at this. Look at all of this.
And that's the mindset of a creator, right? To me, a business owner is a creator because you created your business. If I don't see it, and if I can't get it, I'll create it. I'll make it something because I have the vision of it, and I think we just and I don't say we, I don't mean everybody. I just think as a general, we want everything packaged for us. So that way, then we can run it. You know what I mean? The whole difference between a franchise owner and then a business owner. Franchises obviously are a little bit, I don't say easier, but they're already set. All you got to do is run in, and you just run and you manage it. As a business owner, you got to create it from the ground up. The logo, the business plan, get the clientele,
the marketing,
make sure that it's running, the marketing. You got to do all that on yourself, and that's scary for people. But it's somebody calling me. That's my barber. I need to hit him back.
Can't mess that appointment up.
But
I'm not gonna.
But you're people.
Where you bald?
Hey, look.
How you got a barber?
The beard. I gotta get the look, man. If the pandemic beard gotta get lined up. Y'all seen me for the last 4 episodes with my mustache coming past my lips. I gotta get that fixed, man.
You know, I did notice at this time the comb did drop today. Before it didn't. It was stuck in there.
Look,
he lost it a few times.
Back to my point. My point is that even though it's scary to do it, that if you take a leap of faith and you put yourself out there, you got to bet on yourself. And why would you bet on somebody else for your future instead of betting on yourself? We got to have that kind. And I think what we're talking about right now is just the mentality. It's just a mentality to be able to just get it.
Off time.
That's it.
Get it how you got it.
Like, man, during this pandemic, you have a choice to make. Either you're going to let this pandemic define you and what you stand for moving forward in negative light, or you're going to make something of it, man. We got two up-and-coming businesses during the pandemic, and we ain't never had nothing. So at the end of the day, if you want to do something, you got to go out here and do it.
Got to go out and get it.
Yeah. So my last thing on this point is.
So hold on. So one was nutrition.
Nutrition.
2 was protein. 3 was loving yourself. Mm-hmm. Okay, we on 4. Okay.
Yeah. Wait. Before I go on to 4, I'm gonna say this: you have to be able to see those opportunities in front of you, and even if you don't see them, reach out and try anyway, because you don't know what you're gonna find in the dark.
That's
Oh, give me a fight.
Yeah, that's lit.
Yes.
yes.
That's
Now,
lit.
this fourth one's the one that it's the hard part. Not really. It's just making a plan. So if you know what you're supposed to eat, you understand the purpose of your protein. You love who you are and that person you're trying to become. But see, now if you understand those 3 things, now the part that gets people try to make complicated is actually the plan.
The plan.
And the truth is, it's not that hard. You know, like, if you decided to do 30 push-ups every day for the next 30 days, you say, all right, cool. It's like...
We tried.
Y'all did? Oh, y'all failed?
They had a push-up challenge. I saw it.
Did we start in August?
Yeah, we tried to do the whole month of August, and I called them out. I was like, "Come on, let's do it." I did my first day.
All right,
let's go.
I asked him a question. You know, does it include the workout? You know, when I'm working out push-ups, he's like, "Nah," and I'm like, "All right." So,
yeah. See, but notice what they said. They started. They tried. See, like, people sit up there and it's the hard. Like I said, it's the hardest part. It could be a plan so simple that you decide to do 30 push-ups for 30 days, and it's hard to complete.
Yeah.
Now, that part right there is when you make that plan, you have to find a way to make yourself accountable. You have to have a celebration at the end of it. You have to have, matter of fact, you have to have a celebration for every day that you do it. You have to recognize, again, that goes back to what we were just talking about in gratitude and being thankful. I'm going to start on something that we're going to talk about later, but right now I'm going to say, like, I've died 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? I can't even keep count. Like, I flatlined more than most people.
Wow.
Everybody laughs. I'm like, I ain't worried. Like, what's actually going to kill me? I don't know at this point.
I'm done. Hey,
But
look.
but you know what? I wasn't supposed to walk. Did I walk in here?
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to deadlift again. 12 weeks after my surgery, I deadlifted 500 pounds for 2 reps.
damn.
I wasn't supposed to squat again. My best squat post my accident, which was 2 years ago. Accident was April 4th, 2018. My best squat as of right now is about 415. But I wasn't even supposed to be able to squat the bar.
Man.
Let alone be able to sit down on the commode or do any of the things that normal people do.
Man.
If I just and guess what? All of this was a matter of me putting the plan together, because I did a lot of my PT myself. Like, I had physical therapists for a few months when I was laying up in the nursing home. But at the same time, because they were telling me, no, you have to give that up. And I said, hold on, y'all don't know me.
You don't know you dealing with. Come on now.
I was like, my life is pain. This is easy.
Right.
It's like, if pain is the only thing that's going to keep me right here, guess what? Pain would have left me in Memphis a long time ago.
Man.
So I was like, nah, you take that somewhere else. And the first thing I did was I made a plan of what I would do. So, and now, remember what I told y'all about food? Do things that you love to do. Guess what? So I was in a nursing home. Let me tell you, nursing home food is horrible. So that made it real hard to eat. My doctor was telling me I need to eat more food. I lost 30 pounds in the hospital. I was in the hospital for 27 days. Actually, I was in the hospital for 21 days because they were trying to send me out. And then I kind of like put me in limbo. But 27 total. And when I finally went to the nursing home, I had lost almost 40 pounds. Now, that was a big, big ego thing for me. I was a happy 290 pounds. I had just competed 4 days before that. I just had my best meet. I squatted 677 pounds. I benched 440 pounds. I deadlifted 705 pounds.
Wow.
Monster.
I was excited. I was happy where my physique was. Everything was going my way. All right? 4 days later, I had my accident. But if I was sitting up there, if that was my end point right there, like I literally watched myself bleed out. I saw all my blood sitting in my car. And I'm sitting up there staring at it. When the guy came up to ask me how I was doing, I was like, man, this sucks. And I'm like literally looking at my legs in pieces. And he's like, dude, you all right? I was like, hey, let me use your phone because my phone was broken. And then so like, I'm sitting up there, me and him talking. His name was Ricky. I reconnected with him after the accident. But so we're sitting up there talking, and the fire department shows up. They're sitting up there. They tell me they're gonna have to they cut my door off because that was the only way they're gonna get to me. I was sitting up there. I was like, oh, this is cool. And I was like, look, this sucks. Firefighter's name was Mark. I know him because I had met him a couple weeks ago. Ironically enough. And we're sitting up there, we're talking, and I'm sitting up there like, dude, hey, I need to get this. I was like, I can't get out. And he goes, my steering wheel was facing my passenger seat. My dashboard was buried into my chest. If I didn't have so much muscle on, I'd be dead. So I'm sitting up there, and that's why I tell y'all, if I get a barbell in hand, I can change your life. Because guess what? All this muscle mass saved my life. Now, I was standing there. I'm looking at him, and well, I'm not standing. I'm in my seat.
Yeah.
But whatever. He's sitting up there. He says to me, he's like, dude, we're going to have to roll a dash. Now, this is a process. And the way my car was embedded in the tree inside of a ditch, he was like, it's going to take about 30 minutes to actually do all the stuff. I'm like, dude, look at that blood. I'm not going to make it. He was like, I don't think so either. I was like, look, what I can do is I can lift his dashboard up. He goes, you think so? I said, and I grabbed it, started to lift, and you heard it moving. And I said, if I can get somebody to grab my legs, I might be able to get out. But somebody has to grab my legs. And so they cut off the back door. The other firefighter, he breaks the seat. Firefighter Mark grabs me, he holds me, hugs me up. And he says, all right, I'm going to take your legs, I'm going to slide you out. So as soon as this starts happening, I'm sitting up there, I'm a little bit lightheaded. I said, I can still do this. So I pick up the dashboard. They pull out the little blue gurney, the hard one. And he picked me up, slide me on top of that. And while I'm sitting on top of that, I go, man, this is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever sat on in my life. Y'all need to do something about this.
That's how uncomfortable.
It's like, look, my legs messed up, but this thing hurt my butt. And like, so I'm sitting up there, they take me up into the thing. But I'm saying this because like at that moment, I realized, I was like, oh, this sucks, but I'm alive. Damn.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
so when I go there, I go through this whole process, meeting doctors, going through this. I had 5 operations. They actually want to do 2, maybe 3 more. But I refuse to do those. I just don't want to. Like I said, I done flatlined enough. Good.
Right.
But now, with planning, and you're sitting up there, like I said, most people, they can sit there and look at that story and they go, oh, I'm done. Wait, you still lift? Why? This is who I am.
Right.
My Reynolds Performance Barbell Club, what it means to me is this: strength, purpose, passion. I've mentored kids since I was 16 years old. I have talked to schools. I've coached high school wrestling. I've coached high school football. I've done all these things for one simple thing, purpose. Now, with everything that's going on and everything that happens, mentally, the only thing I can ever come up with is, like, if I'm going to be honest, we're going to talk about mental health in a little bit, but, hey, I've been suicidal since I was a child. Mostly because I get bored. Hence the reason I do so many things. If you actually follow me on social media, it's like an eclectic cluster of bombs. Because I do, like, you will see me go, I'm at one meeting doing motivational speaking. I'm at another thing arguing with somebody else. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I am all over the place because I can get bored in 2 minutes. And I find life boring unless I do something. Unless I am a catalyst that makes active change. Now, I don't think everybody needs to do that. I mean, because trust me, it's pretty time consuming. I sleep
purpose, though.
Yeah.
I sleep maybe with 4 to 5 hours a day, but I'm always working. I have clients around the world, and I love what I do every single day. And that's the only thing. Matter of fact, I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. One of my clients brought me a laptop. I started working in the hospital between operations.
Wow.
Dang.
Because I know that if I'm still here, I can still change somebody else's life, even if I cannot get back on the platform and compete again.
That's real.
That's dedication right there.
So
real.
I started
That's true
doing
purpose.
that. And the moment I started sitting up there, I was coaching clients. Somewhere in that whole mess, I realized, like, man, you know what? This nurse said I wouldn't compete again. She said I'd give up before I was able to do it. So I wrote it down every single day. Matter of fact, I wrote it down so much. I wrote it on napkins. I wrote it on plates. I wrote it on anything they put in there. I wrote it down so much, my nurse put it up on the board in my hospital room. I will compete again. By the time I got to the hospital, I got to the nursing home. My friend down up in Dublin, California, posted this thing that he was going to do record breakers, his powerlifting meet. And I'm like, I can't walk. I can bench press.
Wow.
Signed up. Take my
Wow.
money.
Man.
So I was still in the nursing home, and then one of my clients, a close friend of mine, he was going to compete at Boss of Bosses. Now I am the back spotter. I run the platform, and we're talking about people squatting 1,000 pounds, deadlifting 900 plus. We're talking 600-700 pound bench presses. Like, I run that whole platform thing. That's my time of year, if you will. And I've done it for 5 years. It was the 1 year I missed it. My friend was like, me and him, I actually competed against him in March. And he beat me for the overall, which was, conflicting. And my goal was I wanted to compete at Boss of Bosses. I was going to take that year off to compete because I wanted my 2,000 pound total. And so he texts me while I was in the hospital, and he says, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get 2,000. And I said, all right, bet. You get 2,000, I'm going to walk on that platform. And he goes, all right, I'm going to hold you to that. So every day of his prep for that competition was, remember, my accident was April. Competition, Boss of Bosses, takes place last weekend of August.
Okay.
And I sat up there, I said, all right, I'm going to be walking.
Wow.
And so we sat there from that moment. Like I said, remember, planning, most important part, but the hardest part. Because now I'm sitting up here, I'm planning to sit here and walk again. Now, just so I can walk y'all through my injuries. Currently, right now, as I sit at this table, I have no post-collateral shelf of my left leg, which means that that little heart shape of the top of the bone, it broke off.
Okay.
I actually flexed my calf muscle to actually keep it in place. Then I have no popliteus, which is the little muscle behind it. I have no PCL, MCL. I have only an ACL and my patella tendon on my left leg.
Wow.
My right leg, they actually don't know what's left in it. It's actually held together by metal parts because they just focused on restructuring a broken leg that had split right down the middle.
Damn.
So they actually had to take the whole thing out Well, most of it was already out. They just took what was left, took it, had to glue it all together. Then they took and braced it up. So I have metal pieces all the way up to behind my knee.
Wow.
Now, these are the things that I knew at the time of Josh telling me he was going to walk. He was going to do Boss of Bosses to get 2,000. This also was me the next day finding out that my foot was also broken. So now I get to learn to walk again on a broken foot. So this whole process just got a little bit longer. And I'm sitting up there, I'm like, guess what? The plan's still the same. I'm going to walk again. I'm going to walk on that day. So everybody's sitting up there going, no, you're not. But in my head, I already told you. I told you I was going to do two things. One, I signed up for a competition in November. Record Breakers, November. Boss of Bosses is August. These are the two things I told you. They don't sound likely, right? But the hardest part is planning. And in my head, I had to figure out how I was going to be able to do this.
Right.
First thing I did was I had to sit up there. I made sure I went to my physical therapist while I was at the rehab facility. I went there twice a day. I worked on the muscles I needed to bench press.
Period.
Mind you, so I follow him on Facebook. So I saw the accident. I don't know how close it was to that, but he's in his hospital clothes doing dips. I'm just like, what? And he's like, oh, I flatlined, but I'm still gonna get this work in. I was like, what?
You the epitome of what doesn't kill you make you stronger.
Man.
Look, I knew one thing. I wasn't dead.
Come on.
So I just got up. And then, it's like that one. I posted one video. I'm like in my nightgown.
Yeah.
They actually gave me a second nightgown so I could cover my butt. Because they knew it was only one thing that was not going to happen. That was me going back to my room.
Right.
Man.
So now, and I was sitting up there. Domino's Pizza knew my room number. They delivered a pizza to my room. The girl would walk all the way back. I was in the back of the facility. She'd walk all the way back, come up in there. She knew, hey, Mr. Reynolds here. GD. Brought my Cokes, yep, see, I got a Coke right now. I was sitting up there, I was eating. By the time, so August 13th is when I got out of the rehab facility. Me and my girlfriend, we took a trip up the coast because I said, thank you for supporting me. Again, gratitude is everything. And so I took her up to the coast for the week. I was still in my wheelchair, but I get out and I try to walk just a little bit. I walked up a hill. I actually posted that video of me walking up a hill, pushing my wheelchair up a hill. But in my head, I knew I was supposed to do one thing coming up, Boss of Bosses. I'm going to walk on that platform. So every day while it hurt. Don't get me wrong. It still hurts. But I sat there and I did it. Because I had a plan. I knew what my celebration was. I knew where I was going.
Man, that's everything.
So as I'm sitting up there and I kept working on it, the next thing that comes to mind is, well, if I quit, what? Then I was like, that was why I posted all the videos. I posted them taking the staples out of my leg. I was awake for all of it. I sat there for my surgeries. I put myself in the hospital bed. I put myself in the MRI machine. Who was going to pick me up? I was 260, 280, 290. When I got out of the nursing home, like I said, Domino's delivered. Plus, I found other places that delivered that was worth something. And I was left at 306 pounds.
Wow.
And I remember, I was training twice a day. I went, so this is the funny part is because I have two goals. The next thing I needed to know if I could actually bench press. Because I didn't know. All I did was cable machines and the stuff they had in the facility. So the day before my discharge, I had one of the CNAs. It was a gym around the corner. And we could do these little leagues. So she gave me a ride to the gym. I went in the gym, got me a free pass, got onto the bench press, and I started working out. Started slowly. And I got up to 315 for 2.
Wow.
And I said, all right, that's a start. Let's go. At that point, it was over. Right. I already knew what was going to happen in November. I was going to bench press it. It was going to be heavy, and everybody was going to call me crazy. But I knew it. At that moment, you could not tell me I was not going to compete. I couldn't put my feet down yet, but I could bench press. And then I got out. Josh missed hitting a 2,000 by like 6 pounds or something, 6 or 7 pounds. I ran up on the platform. I back spotted his deadlift, his last attempt. And everybody went completely crazy because they couldn't believe I actually got up there.
Hey, let's
Man, come on.
give an air horn for that.
For real.
But then I still had another 10 weeks to get ready for record breakers. So that was just me training over and over again. I can only, I was still pretty bad. I was still on a lot of medication, but I had started cutting medication out because I didn't like the way it made me feel mentally. As I told you, I already have certain issues that I knew I couldn't. It was like, nah, and then it makes me a very aggressive, very violent type person. And I'm like, nope, I don't need any help with that. So I cut it out, so I just had to be in pain all the time. And so it made training pretty difficult. Also, I had to get my bench delivered to my house, and then I put that together from my wheelchair.
Wow.
Man.
But it was like I said, I got one goal. I have to compete November 11th, November 12th. That was it. So I went out. I told y'all I bench pressed 440 in March. At that meet in November, I bench pressed 457 pounds for a 17-pound PR.
Wow. All because
Of a
the
plan.
4 steps, which is the 4th, was just sticking to the plan
Having a plan and a goal.
and sticking to it. I think you can write up a plan,
But you
gotta stick to it.
but you got it. But
And
you
most
got
of
But if you don't have a goal, you don't have a reason to stay consistent.
That's
You
true.
have to
know
have
what I'm
that
saying?
celebration.
Right.
Yes.
You got to
Yes.
make sure you know what that celebration is.
Well-
for me, the thing was, I knew, honestly, I didn't care what I bench pressed when I got there.
Right.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, my bench press opener was so low, everybody was just like, what? I had got so excited after that first one. It felt so light. I was like, oh, I just jumped straight. I went 0 to 100 real fast. It was just like, okay, I got the first one out the way because warm-up sucked. Nothing felt right. I felt I was in pain that day. My leg hurt. My leg started bleeding. Everything was wrong. And it was like, but that moment I got on the platform, I got some of the best lifters in the world sitting around, and I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be dead, but here I am.
That's that gratitude.
And then I got that bar in my hand. Told y'all, if I get a bar in your hand, I can change your life. I felt that bar. I felt that cold metal in my hand. I was like, oh, yeah, this is it. It came down. Even in the video, when it touched my chest, it was like, it was over. I already knew it was going up. It was like, I just basically just threw it off. He said, rack. I said, let's go. I think I opened with 380, 400 pounds, something like that. And I just said, 450, go with it. Just, I didn't even care no more.
Man.
I was like, whatever they put on that bar, I could lift it at that moment.
Well, in the sense of celebration, man, we definitely is celebrating the fact that you even here talking to us, because that's a crazy story. And I saw it as it was progressing, and I thought he was crazy. I was like, what is he doing he was in the room working out and dipping and push. I was like, what is he doing in this gown? But But that's what I was saying before about giving people their flowers while they here. My grandfather just passed on Thursday, and that was just the talk that we all had. Just because of COVID, we weren't able to go see him in the hospital. So what they had to do is all of our family got on a Zoom call, and then my dad and my uncle were there, and because of COVID, they wouldn't let them go in the room. They would let one at a time. So basically, long story short, they had a walkie-talkie up to his ear, and the other walkie-talkie was up to my dad's phone, and we all talked through the Zoom to him in the other room because we couldn't see him. But the whole overlapping the basically theme of what everybody was saying was legacy, was what he left behind, how he influenced everybody, and how he just gave people the motivation to be who they were and set the foundation. So for something like this, I was saying, if what John's saying is that I can change your life if I can put a bar in your hand. I mean, that's the legacy, and that's just the commitment to helping people. and then also getting them to be a better version of themselves. And I think, we're going to talk about this now because I think it's important. I think your physical health definitely correlates with your mental health, because if you feel better about yourself, then that also helps other aspects of your being, right? So
Absolutely.
So before we go on to the internet wins again, that's what I wanted to speak about, because we talk about mental health a lot on this show. Because I think it's warranted. But I don't think we also think about how your physical health plays a part in your mental health. I think they go hand in hand. So obviously, I know you can talk to that because you do a lot of coaching. I would say that you do a lot of life coaching too. To me, it sounds like. So how does your mental health correlate with your physical health?
So I think two very important things go in that question. The first one is, if you look at anybody very successful, anybody, Oprah even though she's inconsistent with her physical health things, but you will notice all of them, even Bill Gates, as dorky as he looks, he still works out frequently. Being able to hold to a regimen of some sort, no matter how simple it is, it will do so much more for, again, consistency, which is probably the most important part when it comes to mental health and trying to establish some routine or some form of regimen which allows you to find your balance, find your center.
Right.
Because oftentimes we get distracted. Think about how many times you will look at your phone when you're supposed to be doing something else.
Right. That's true.
Look how easily you are deflected in your reality by looking at false realities. And so, if you can make things in your life that are consistent, like focal points or things to hold on, footholds if you're climbing a mountain. Matter of fact, that's a great way to look at it. If you're climbing a mountain, you have footholds. If you can't see the footholds, where are you going to go? Your journey up stops because you got distracted looking at the bird off to the right. So if we're really looking at mental health, to me, the second part of this is, what are you actively doing to find yourself improvement? And notice I said to find yourself improvement. Because if you are looking for all the reasons why you can't succeed, you're missing out on the reason that you aren't succeeding. You.
Oof.
Common denominator.
A word.
Because if you sit up there, even if you go to therapy, you see a therapist, you see a therapist. That sentence starts with you.
Yeah.
Then when you go to a therapist, you have to listen. And then you have to talk. And you have to act on the information that you're given. You do. So I don't care how you look at it. It starts with you.
And when you go to therapy, the first a good therapist will always focus on what you can control and not what you can't control. Whatever conversation you got, whether it be marriage counseling, whether it be just you going for regular therapy and so, they will always say, okay, what can you do? What can you control? What can you affect? Don't focus on the things you can't, because you only have this circle of influence. And if you're focusing on things you can't influence, then you're not going to be able to improve or change anything. That's all a good therapist is going to have you do, is focus on what you can do. Period.
And then notice, first thing we're talking about, first thing I said is like, yeah, if you go work out, you set up a regimen, you set up a program that you can stick to consistently. Guess what? That's the first thing you control is yourself.
Yeah.
Training trains yourself to control yourself. Now, the moment that you let that get away from you and the training is controlling you in narcissism or in whatever other perversions of training that you go through, again, it's a matter of you training yourself to be in control of the things that you can control.
Bars.
Bars, bars, bars.
I needed this conversation.
We all needed this conversation because we have to. You got to center yourself. You gotta be accountable to yourself. And we just want to just thank you for coming in and giving us all these. We don't have to give them applause, man. This was great, man.
I thank you guys for having me.
So I got one quick question, and then we're gonna go into the internet wins again, only because it was asked in the group.
Go for it.
And for y'all that are just listening or you skipped or whatever, you need to go back and rewind. Because there was some bars in there, and he gave y'all some math equations. And look, some of y'all struggling with the new math that your kids is going to. Look, just ask them to do the calculations for you. They'll be able to help you out. But we had some people asking the group, because we all think that we want quick results. So, and just as a responsible journalist, because we are journalists now. I think the question that they want asked, because everybody wants quick results, is the scenario is, okay, I'm in COVID, I've been staying at home, I've been working from home, I gained some weight. What is the most, and I'm not going to say quickest because that's not the most effective. What is the most effective way to lose or burn fat? Or should we go back to the 4-step that we just talked about? Is that the uh-oh.
All right, so you know what? I could cop out and say go back to the 4 steps. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
What I'm going to tell you, and this advice is going to hurt your feelings, but the truth is, look at yourself.
Look,
Well.
Photo B's face. If you don't have YouTube, you need to go watch it.
I missed it. I gotta watch it back.
So, now let me tell you this. Now, the fastest way to burn fat, the fastest way, like if you've done it, and I'm going to go with the fastest and the quickest, because it's going to go the same way no matter how you do it.
Right.
How you do it.
Yes. You.
Now, check this out. I've already told you have to be consistent. Now, you spent COVID and pandemic and whatnot sitting up there consistently not doing what you're supposed to do.
Well.
Let's talk about how you can do that.
Yes.
Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is quite simple. Get your notebook. Go buy a brand new one. Go to the dollar store, buy a brand new notebook.
And get a good pen so you be motivated.
Because the pens really matter.
It do.
You don't
That's
write
true.
down goals on a pick.
I can't even argue with that. I won't rub here for it.
You got to get
One
that
of
G2
them glides.
pilot.
It gotta
Yeah.
be good. It gotta glide.
That glide, yeah. Nothing worse than the pen that catch on paper. Ooh.
I can't manifest with the, what you say, the Bic? You can't manifest with that.
Y'all can get me started on a whole nother topic. Got me stressed out.
All right, we sorry. Serious
Okay,
moment.
get a notebook.
Get a notebook.
Get your notebook. All right. Now, this is what you need to
Pilot
do. I want you to sit up there, and I want you to write down. First page of the notebook. Write down what you want to look like by the time you get to the end of that book.
Okay.
Okay.
Write a letter to yourself talking about what it is that you want. What do you want yourself to look like when you get to the end of that notebook? And then on the next page, first thing you're going to do, pick out 3 exercises that you can commit to. Don't pick numbers. Don't say reps. Set a time. So like say 10 minutes, 20 minutes. 20 minutes ideal, but if you got 10, 10's fine.
Okay.
Now, what you're going to do is you're going to sit up there. You're going to pick a number. Get a deck of cards, whatever. However you want to do it. Change the numbers however you want. For 20 minutes, commit to that activity. Now, for walking, if walking is something that you want to do, think about walking 30 minutes a day. Can't walk for 30 minutes straight? That's fine. Divide it up into 3 10-minute walks. You can actually combine both these things. Divide that up into 3 10-minute walks and still do the 20 minutes. All right? Now, we've done 2 things. We simplified what your fitness should look like, and we made it measurable. So over the next, like I said, as you finish out this notebook and you're write down the dates that you work out. Write down what you're grateful for about having the ability to work out. Because I can guarantee you, I'm going to tell you right now, while I sat in the hospital bed, you know what I thought about? 1 rep. And if I'm sitting up here, I'm trying not to cry because I think about it. Anytime I think about it, the only thing I thought about was 135 pounds. That's 145-pound plate on each side of that barbell and being able to walk it out and squat 1 rep. So you sit there and you track out how many of those reps you get. Track out your workouts just like that. Write down those dates and write down why you're grateful for that opportunity to work out that day. And you do that until you finish that notebook. I guarantee you, whatever your goal is, you'll see it. You may not even finish. It may not be what you want at the end of that notebook, but you're going to be a lot closer to it.
That's real. I'm going to Ross. I'm getting me some notebooks.
No, I was about to say, I'm about to go to Staples after this.
Come on. Ross got some good ones.
Oh, Ross do? Okay, I'm going to go to Ross. Ross sounds
That's
a little
true,
bit more
they do.
economic.
They do. I always
They
go to that section.
They got those little planner-like notebooks that be the hard binding.
Yeah, they got some good ones. Nice little sayings on the front.
And go back what he said, talking about just look at yourself. I remember seeing something to us like if you saw yourself in third person, you'll change your shit.
Ooh. Dang.
Yeah, that's real.
Ouch.
That's
All
what I
right.
heard.
All right. So to transition into something a little bit more cheery.
Oh, it's on me.
I'm feeling some kind of way right now about myself. I'm gonna have to get me a notebook.
I'm motivated.
boy.
What we do with all of our guests is we play a game called One's Gotta Go.
One's gotta go.
So we're gonna pass it over to Steph.net. That should
So-
be interesting.
I decided to do food. I mean, we talked about food. We talked about not giving up the foods that you love. So the 4 foods that we got soul food,
Oh,
seafood,
okay.
barbecue,
Okay.
or desserts. One gotta go.
Oh, see, nah. Oh, this one's easy for me. This one's easy for me.
Soul
So you want to
food,
go first? What you trying to say?
seafood, barbecue, or desserts.
Dang, Steph. I got my answer.
I already know mine.
I know mine.
I got my answer.
Let's let the guests go first.
Dessert.
Dessert, where you at?
I can't give up dessert. I gotta give up seafood.
I'm giving up barbecue.
I can give up dessert.
Y'all gotta understand. I'm from Mobile, Alabama, so seafood is everything. And then I grew up in Memphis, so I ain't giving up barbecue to save my life. Y'all crazy.
Yeah, I love
Nah,
seafood.
nah, dessert.
Seafood go crazy, but
Nah.
barbecue could go. Where you at, Coach D-Lo?
Definitely gotta let seafood go. Not that it's nasty, it's just not my first choice. So yeah, definitely giving up barbecue. Barbecue is the hit. Ain't giving up desserts. I love my sweet potato pies. I love my
Yeah, I ain't giving up
pineapple
dessert.
upside down cake. I ain't giving up dessert. That's
dessert.
out.
I'm not big on
feel me?
sweets like that.
Yeah, I'm not either.
No, I got
Y'all
you.
missing out, baby.
I got
Like,
and
I be at
seafood.
birthday parties with no
I
cake.
actually had a coach tell me to eat dessert after my workouts because I wasn't gaining weight fast enough. Actually, I was losing weight too fast. And, like, that was hard. I was like, I have to eat cake every time I work out?
That sounds like my kind of diet.
Okay.
Are donuts
need
okay?
that.
I was sad. Huh?
I eat donut. I'll eat a donut.
Well,
but, like,
seafood to
desserts,
me. How often do you eat seafood?
Steph, we
Don't
eat
get
sushi.
him
Okay,
started.
baby step, baby step.
Because I stay at Boiling Crab. Everywhere we
all our
go.
money.
And
Yeah,
like-
well, she was Station 16.
Yes.
He was,
I
I done
Two
went
days
there and
a
got
week
that
for me.
crab on it. I got that.
Look.
Anywhere there's seafood, that's all I'm looking
I'm
for.
not giving up crab. I'm
Anywhere
not
with
giving
a
up
shrimp in a bag,
But
she making
how?
us spend our money on.
How often? Often enough.
Me, I eat
At
2
least
days a
2-3
week.
times.
I can't give it the barbecue.
I eat more.
Barbecue's
Here's the thing,
dope.
no,
I grill every weekend.
Yeah, see, I barbecue way out more often, and then what was the other one? Soul food. Definitely can't give up the soul
How
That's
food.
often
the
you
other
eat
thing.
dessert?
I grill seafood too, so I'm like,
Quite often.
Quite often. That's one of the things, you know. Well, no, he said I can eat whatever I want. I'm keeping dessert.
I'm Nathan. On my cake and I want to
Hey,
eat too.
mom, if you listening, go ahead. Hey, because I think
Say
dessert, I
that.
can't give up dessert because it's just memories. Like
Yeah.
I
Thanksgiving,
feel
like
that.
my mom will make the same chocolate cake since I was little, and it just ties a memory to
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
like when I taste it, it just brings you back to that. So that's why I can't give up.
I feel it.
I feel
can't
it.
give
I
up
can get rid of dessert.
I can't argue with that.
And hey, I feel you.
Yeah, barbecue.
You know what I'm saying?
I can
I'm gonna keep my dessert.
And if you don't barbecue it right, food be tasting like smoke. I'm cool.
Well, we all know
You
what
can
the
be a miss on all that though. You can be a miss on seafood too.
We-
You can be
we-
too.
You can miss
Look,
on the dessert.
if
care about it.
if the brother on the grill ain't got a Bluetooth in his ear and ain't got them sandals on,
With
you
the
don't
socks.
eat it.
With the socks.
With the
My guy got his on right now. You know he
the side.
a true grill master. He got his grill on right
Yeah, I'm playing. When I leave here, I'm gonna grill.
There you
now.
go.
He ain't playing with it.
Them Grill Master 3s.
Right.
Yeah,
Grill
you're right.
Y'all see
You're
the
right.
new,
It gotta be the
Air
right
Max
person
ones?
on the grill.
You see new Air Max ones?
I
Oh
did-
yeah, with the
Oh,
bubbles.
yeah.
Hey, those look
Yeah.
hella comfortable. Those look comfortable
Them
as
go
hell.
hard.
I might get those and be a stepdad somewhere.
I'm weak.
All right, man. So we gonna get into the internet wins again.
Let's go.
We got some dope topics on the docket. First topic we gonna talk about. Oh, I'm sorry for those that are just now listening, because we got some new listeners. Internet wins again is a segment that we talk about the most popular toxic topics that the internet has brought to our table. If you want to be a part of the discussion after listening to the episode, please join the Reverb Nation group. We will have the link in the description or in the YouTube description. If you're listening via, Spotify, whatever, it'll be there. If you're watching YouTube, it'll be there as well. But please jump in the group so that way you can partake in the conversations and we can have a little bit more fun. So the first topic that we got is the celebrity divorces. It seems like divorce has just been going around as of late more
Everybody.
often than
It's
what
a
it
pandemic.
is.
They catch divorce more than catching COVID. Hold on.
So we got Dr. Dre and his wife are divorcing. We got Ray
It's
J.
getting
and
ugly.
Oh, it's
That's
getting
nasty.
real ugly.
Ray J should have. That situation was already on the rocks for a while. now.
Ray J and Princess Love.
It was on the rocks
Yeah,
for a start.
Ray J and Princess
If you
Love.
watch Love and Hip Hop.
And then we
you
got
watch
Cardi
Ray
B and Offset, which, everybody's kind of a little up in arms about that because that was their favorite, couple ever. So,
That was their favorite ghetto couple.
No.
the streets. The
the
streets.
streets.
No.
The streets.
See, I'm not
So-
on the streets.
Yeah, I'm not in the streets either. So, the, God, I wish Rajo was here.
I was about to say call him.
Yeah, we should call him.
Should call him.
No, because he's at the game. We ain't going to bother him.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it alone.
So the question is, Rajo brought this up. That's why I'm saying that we should have had him here.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. And these are his thoughts, not ours. He asked the question, why don't we have the same energy that we have for women that we do for men in regards to cheating? So we're talking in regards to Cardi B's and Offset's relationship. So his reference was that when Jada Pinkett cheated, I guess he considers that cheating, that we were looking for all kind of excuses on why she cheated. And then when Offset cheated, that we just called him a dog and we didn't give him any room to figure out what was going on. So, and then we'll react to the other one because that Ray J and Princess divorce is a little interesting because he said that that she would be better finding somebody else and all the craziness. But I want to answer that question first. Why does Rajo think
They can play.
that we don't have the same energy for women that we do for men?
I think probably because, in general, even outside of celebrities, that's just how it is. Like, we give women passes, in a sense, versus of, like, why they're cheating. I'm not saying, hold on. You know what? Let somebody else talk.
No.
Because I feel like every time I saw, like, you jumping the gun, you didn't say what you wanted to say.
I didn't say
So,
nothing. I'm just looking at Steph's face.
I saw faces. I saw eyes. Like,
Yeah, you did just get cut.
you see that? You saw that?
Women
Right.
Finish this, because I want to see how women get
So,
passes.
women get passes.
It's not that they get passes. It's that like that's
Don't
why
clean it up.
Oh no, it's more on that. It's like, why did you cheat? What did he do wrong to make you cheat? Versus what did she do wrong to make you cheat?
We hear that all the time with women, that she wasn't cooking, she must have not been cleaning, she must have not been. We hear that a lot of what the woman was lacking for her man to go cheat. I feel like with women, it's more so people feel like it's not as common for women to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
So they really feel like there must be a reason because women aren't really as known for cheating as men.
Mm-hmm.
So
Women don't get caught.
There we go.
There you go. That's true. That's very true. But that's
gotta-
how
you
I'm
gotta
just
be-
saying in the general public, people feel like if women cheat, it must have been emotional. It must have been something deeper. When sometimes women just cheat because
They just won't meet.
come on now. But that's just the general consensus is that, you know, women don't cheat, and if they do, it's some kind of deeper connection or something like that. She was looking for something that her husband wasn't providing.
And let's clarify. Cardi did say that they're not divorcing because Offset cheated.
I don't believe that.
Okay. I was gonna ask.
I don't either.
Do we
You don't
believe that?
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either.
You don't believe it?
I don't believe it
Wait,
either.
you know, I'm gonna say
Well-
this. Okay, it's not just because he cheated. Like, there could be other things.
In addition to
I think that, however, the cheating made the rest of it unbearable.
Right.
It was like you're not participating actively because, like, honestly, like, it's kind of like when we look at the Will and Jada thing. Everybody know Will was doing what Will was doing.
Come on.
Now, but at the same time, like, they stayed together through all that, but obviously they were doing other things as a couple, as a family together that made it say, okay, you know what, pull this together.
It looks okay.
Pull this together.
Right.
And I think that's because I feel like Raggio's comparison was, well, when it was Jada, everybody was, you know, but I feel like the difference in that situation, like I said, was they already have mended their relationship and moved forward, whatever they had to do to get back to where they were. They're there, and they both admitted that they were separated. Now, if we want to believe rumors about the fact, you know, all that stuff,
Right.
fine by me, but they say that they were both separated, and we know that we've seen pictures that coincide with Will also having somebody too.
Yes.
So it's just a different situation.
Totally different situation.
Completely different.
Right.
To me.
To me,
personally.
yeah, I think it is too. I think if you're separated, that's different than you being married and cheating.
Yeah.
And I think too that there was, and even when they were separated, there was still some level of communication between the two of them.
Yes.
And a part of that, I believe that with the Offset and Cardi B thing was the lack of communication that went between the two people.
Yes.
Because it's so crazy when you watch, even like if you look at a live stream, the stuff that they did together, it often seemed like two like opposite facing mirrors, you know.
So-
yeah, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt, Raggio, that there is a different energy and a different outlook towards men
and
cheating versus women cheating. But the comparison he was trying to make, nah, bruh.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that when it comes to divorces. The outlet on why is definitely different. Again, they do always want to say when it comes to women, it's more of a deeper issue. When it comes to men, it's more so of them just being cheaters or being dogs or whatever the case is. So, but when it comes to these celebrities, I just think that they probably shouldn't have been married anyways. At least Cardi B and Offset.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre and his wife, they build that stuff from the jump. Obviously, she was there from for a long time. Why she's really being petty about this divorce? I don't know. I don't know what he did for her to be on that hype, but come on. You want to get millions for his
$2
name?
million a month, is it?
For his, you know what I mean? Like these numbers are ridiculous. Where I'm like, come on, like
That cell phone
hold on.
bill.
So before we go into the Dr. Dre situation, do we believe that Offset cheated?
I for sure
Yup.
he was cheating.
Yes.
He
We're
cheated
all
before the
yeses?
marriage even
Right.
happened. So
Yes.
I would just
Yes.
Okay. Do we think that there will be the side chick will surface soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe not the side chick, but I do think that a new chick would show up.
I believe the stories will come out.
Yes.
Isn't there one?
Maybe
There
there
No,
is.
that was the old one.
Yeah,
That was the old one?
the
Yeah.
old one that resurfaced.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was the old
The
one.
girl that apologized to
Yeah.
Cardi
Okay,
and all of
okay.
that.
That was
That's
Okay.
embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
Embarrassing. And they still was together after that.
Well-
I wouldn't say that you can't come back from cheating, but when you're embarrassed publicly, and it's different on our level
It
of
is.
trying to come back from it versus having to have millions of people
In the public.
in the public.
All right, so but that part is kind of weird for me because I say that because like when you look at like Joe Budden and Alicia Keys, or you look at other situations where people obviously had these coinciding relationships.
Joe and Sin. You talking about Sin Santana?
Yeah.
Okay.
like when you look at different, how can I say this, dynamics of relationships, sometimes it can appear like, because the truth is we're not in a relationship. We just get to see it,
Right.
and we don't know what other people's thing is or kink is or what have you. You know, so a lot of times it's just it's more embarrassing for us to assume what they're doing when we don't know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's why I don't like
That's a
doing
fact.
that. I don't like doing that. Like, people be really trying to act like y'all be in these situations. Like, y'all know these celebrities.
Yeah.
Like, some of these people's opinions are too strong to be getting one headline articles. That you're not even reading the whole articles. Like, for you to be coming in so strong on some of these topics, like, you know this girl, or you know this person.
Right.
Like, on some stuff like that when it comes to celebrities. I understand it when it comes to political things, or, you
Right,
know, of
right,
course,
right.
you know, injustices, of course, like, you should feel deeper for that. But for you to be really, like, going hard on what so-and-so did in these situations, you don't know. You wasn't there. You don't know what was said. You don't know what is acceptable behind closed doors, or none of that type of stuff. So,
Right.
That's true, because people like was strongly like Offset wasn't happy and he wasn't this. I'm like, first of all, you don't even know Offset.
like,
Right.
please relax.
You don't know if he
Right.
was satisfied with Cardi, if he, you don't really know that part of it to really be speaking
And
on his behalf.
all of that came from the backlash from really people were looking for an avenue to speak out on her and the WAP and how she's been
Yes.
moving. So as soon as they
Yes.
saw that news,
They was like,
they was
yeah.
quick to go to the, see, she talking about she don't cook and she clean. See, that's why you got divorced, or that's
And
why he
that's
cheated.
all, I'm not
That's
even
so
a
whack.
Cardi fan, but I just felt like, just say y'all hate Cardi.
Just
Just
say-
just
Right.
just
Just
call
say
a
that.
spade a
You know what I mean?
spade
Just say
and
that.
stop
Just
using
say
this to segue into being able to drag her.
Right.
Well, and then there was an article that somebody posted that was like, oh, Offset was not happy with WAP.
Yeah.
And he was not happy with her and how she was moving. And I'm just like, and then when I read it, it was like, oh, well, the friend of a friend of a friend of a friend
Yeah.
said that Offset. I was like, man, get out of here with that.
goes,
Exactly.
That goes with pretty much what we're saying about you don't know the story. And this is actually a bar from somebody that we're going to actually go and speak about later. When we dehumanize celebrities with mental health, don't know the story, so we make one up and upset ourselves.
Right.
Come on, and
Yeah.
upset ourselves, like literally be arguing and debating.
Over things that we're not even involved in.
And Tory
People
Lanez
got
said
nothing to
that.
do with it.
And I will, and we're gonna
Shut
talk
up.
about
That was
Tory
Tory
a little
Lanez
bit.
bar.
We're gonna
Oh
talk about Tory.
hell
was-
no!
And
Drop
I
that
will,
bar.
I will say this because I will say this because
Oh, it
as
was
a
great to see who it was.
as a rapper or as an artist and in hip hop, there comes a level of confidence that you have to have. There's a bravado that you have to have. And when your spouse is out here cheating on you, but you on record saying, "Oh, I got this," or "I make money and I do this," and it makes you look. It's more embarrassing because
Yeah.
you're bragging, and then behind closed doors,
You messing up. Basically, you messing up my brand.
right? And that was, that was the point of contention. That was the whole, not the whole, but that was part of what happened with the Nas Jay-Z beef. Was Jay thought he had one up because, oh, I slept with your baby mom, so he used that as a. Rappers don't like that. As a rapper, I didn't like it. I don't want. I used to tell my women all the time, don't talk to no other rappers, because in case if I got to diss one of them, I ain't trying to hear, oh, that's why I took your chick.
But you
Look,
gotta
I'ma
think too.
include you in the
Also,
diss
it's music though. Like, you know what I'm saying. These are songs, and
This song, but that's
gets
your,
personal.
that's you. That's when you're saying I'm the big
Yeah.
dog or I'm the best female rapper out, and then Offset out here talking to one of these
Dream Doll,
chicks,
somebody.
one of these chicks that's chasing clout.
Yeah.
You're giving that person room
Yep.
to then have ammo to come at you,
Right,
and
and
you are
then-
putting your spouse in a
And then-
terrible
and
position.
You're giving them the ability to come up on your name.
Yes,
And that's the thing that's so whack though, because at the end of the day, you can be I could be the dopest dude there is. I can do everything right, and she can still dog me. Like you can but yeah.
But we
for it
have to
always-
we have to see that what somebody else does is not a reflection
Exactly.
of you.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
I feel like
Somebody's
us
for it.
as a people,
Yeah.
we blame the person. Like, well, what's wrong with you? Why did she cheat on you? Why did he cheat on you? Like, we associate that person's worth on somebody else's
else's
poor
poor
worth.
decisions.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Okay.
true.
Yeah,
that's
I
a bar.
agree with that.
That's a bar. That's a
be
bar.
killing me. Like that don't mean that she don't got no WAP because Offset. Like
I agree with that too.
Like you really think Cardi B? I mean, you really think Offset tripping over cooking and cleaning? They're rich. They have maids for that.
They got maids.
Right.
For that.
Really, like, come on, like these ain't no regular people.
And
so for y'all to act like have these memes talking about all that WAP stuff, you ain't clean, now you divorced. Stop it.
Well,
This woman rich, way more than what you could bring to the table. If all you bring to the table is cooking and cleaning, and I got Cardi B that's bringing millions to the table, trust me, I'm Cardi B
every time.
Trust me, I'm bringing Cardi B
Every time.
She may not be cooking the meal, but she paying somebody to cook the clean.
Stop playing with me.
D-Lo, I'm warning you. You
It's
better
still
calm
being
down.
It's still being handled by somebody.
All right. How do we feel about the Dre? And I'm sorry, I don't know the young lady's name.
I don't know it.
Dre's wife.
That girl.
Let me pull it up. How do we feel about that
Strange
situation?
Oh, you know what? Divorce gets really ugly on a small level of not that many assets.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I won't say assets, but sometimes the only thing is the kids. You see how, that could get on just regular people level. Now, when you add millions of dollars,
Billions.
we don't really know what she went through in the relationship to really just be feeling like she.
There's been rumors of Dre's physical abuse. That's been going
And
on
so-
for years.
And then the other part I thought was interesting was like when she went to the Malibu house and she did that thing. They were talking about how he kicked her out and then started closing off accounts and told her, and like so that right there alone says that there is some kind of external abuse that he tries to control and do certain things. And I thought that was interesting, but I'm more curious because of the way she came back later with the vindictiveness of her response.
The trademarks and all of that.
Oh yeah, how she started. How she's saying. Also, by the way, Nicole Young.
Nicole
Okay,
Young. There you
thank
go.
you.
Sorry, we're not trying to be disrespectful here. We just didn't have a name. So
Yeah, usually all happens is you see is Dr. Dre's wife, this person's wife.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
So
Baby
Nicole
mama,
Young.
this, that.
Nicole Young.
Let's put some respect.
Nicole
on her name.
Young.
Nicole Young. So
Make sure I said
yeah. So
Trying to get that money.
Right, saying that she's the one, like she's the reason why he has that name. She came up with the name. She should own the name. Shit like that.
well, and if you're married, I mean, in California and most other places, that is common law that assets that you acquire while you're married are together, right? So
Yep.
that was post marriage.
Yeah.
So people were like, "Oh, she's being greedy." I'm like, "How? I understand the optic of it, but is it really being greedy? Because if that's something that you built while you were married, and let's be real, I mean, I'm sure that she gave him the opportunity to be out to go pursue some of these avenues and things by keep holding down. I don't know their marriage, but
Yeah.
I would assume that she probably, because they have kids,
You
right?
know how
Yeah.
your marriage works.
Yeah, so she
you
was
know
raising
you-
the kids, right? She was taking care of making sure the school, all that stuff was good. Because I'm sure he was in the studio hours upon hours. So,
Right, we know the same.
You know how
it
you
go.
build together.
Yeah.
You know how a
it
marriage
go.
works.
The
So
man go out, make the money. If they're lucky enough, they got the woman that could help and make sure the kids is good to where you can focus on making
Support,
that money.
yeah.
But come on, like let's not act like behind every great man there ain't usually a great woman too. So
yeah. And I think what people were already upset because they thought that she was being greedy. But I think what put a bad taste in people's mouths when they saw the report of the $2 million a month that she wanted and then the breakdown of it. Because it was something like something like $900,000 for laundry,
Yeah.
like $200,000 for cell phones, and
Yeah,
I'm just like,
something-
I don't think people don't realize in the divorce proceedings, the lawyer is going to go for the high number,
Right.
thinking that okay, when you go to court, then there's going to be room to maybe negotiate. So don't sit up there. I mean, you do it when you go.
because people are judging based on their tax bracket. That ain't a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? We looking like $2 billion, but we're not looking at. I mean, I'm not saying that she's not asking for a lot,
We're not saying that at all.
but like you said, they're gonna go for the highest. Our highest and they highest is gonna be much different.
I just want to know what kind of phone service they got.
Yeah, see, my
What kind
thing,
of phone
my
they
thing
got?
with it was
got
like,
Verizon
yeah,
for sure.
like what kind of phone service you
Own
got?
it. Damn near own
Verizon.
it.
But then like,
6G.
No, she got Verizon Plus. I don't know what she got.
what you mean? Verizon Galaxy. She called Mars twice a month.
Right. I'm like, she called falling from the moon.
If she, you know, because they got those space planes now. Was she in the plane?
Right. She on SpaceX, FaceTime and shit.
No, for real. It is
But-
a lot, but again, divorce can get ugly, and it's just, and that's why I'm saying, like, all the jokes and stuff. I'm like, at the end of the day, divorce is not.
It's not a joke.
It ain't a joke. It ain't fun, and you really don't know the person that you're gonna be dealing with in that situation because the amount of hurt and pain.
Well, what she went through, we don't know what she went through.
Yeah, but again, my thing is, as an investor, as a person that looks at money a lot, as like my favorite hobby, my thing is this: like when I looked at those numbers, I was like, "There's so many other ways they could have broke this down."
right.
That's true. That's true.
Like
Cell
now,
phone?
because I mean, she could have actually broke that down in like a business. She could have broke it down in
Yeah.
a whole other ways.
That's true.
And that was my actual problem with it. I thought it looked childish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think most of the comments I saw were, "Oh, she's being greedy. This is ridiculous." But how you're saying, I thought that same way too. Because I was like, all right, I'm looking at the laundry. I'm like, oh, all right.
How much she got?
I
And
don't
heard
know.
the kids is
And
grown.
do
the
I
kids
feel
are
like?
grown and gone.
But this is my thing. If you live your life with somebody and
certain
y'all
way,
acquire a certain lifestyle,
That's true.
and you get divorced,
That's true.
So you supposed to just
That's true. No, I
and y'all
totally
acquire
get
this
it.
together because I could have been doing my own thing.
Yeah, and but that's also what I'm saying is like it was a whole nother way of going about that to where
Yeah.
like matter of fact I'm not even disagreeing that she deserved I ain't even saying she don't deserve the $2 million.
Right.
I'm all for it. I'm gonna
Right.
get your money.
Right.
But at the same time, be a professional about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like don't.
Laundry?
Well,
Yeah.
that
See-
looked like a 14-year-old girl sent my dream list to somebody.
I think
that's not
that's
even-
more. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That doesn't even seem like it's just like take half. That's just like, all right, pay for everything else for the rest of your life.
Well, and I think it's more eye opening just to see how the elite live.
Yeah.
Right.
That like when I saw that, that's what I was like, man, they living like that because that's her expenses. Imagine their expenses. So it's like, you know, and
I'm just trying to
it may
find
not be
out,
real.
Like, how are you spending that much money on laundry? Like, how much stuff are you?
I just
Oh,
wanna
I
be
could-
able to
I
make
could
enough
easily
to where I
see
can
that.
pay for the laundry.
the laundry thing, the laundry one was the one that actually made sense to me.
How much was it? Do we got it up?
What was it?
I don't. Yeah.
I actually had just took it down.
But I go to the wash house. I spend about $25 and be good. You know what I'm saying?
No, see, like, all right, so especially
There
like
it
with
is.
the high, what was it?
Laundry and cleaning, $10,000 a month.
Yeah, that don't even
Clothes.
sound unreasonable to me.
$135,000.
Because like if
That
she's,
don't sound unreasonable. Well,
wait, hold on. See,
I got
again,
that.
we're looking at lifestyle.
Yeah.
So like if you got a $10,000 dress, you're not just gonna send it to.
that's true. I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, she
That
was-
makes-
Like-
And you have to think like the things that they do. They get charged more for the services that they get.
that's
For
true.
the
More than
exclusive
what-
services.
Exactly, because like if I'ma just break it down something simple. You got a nail tech, and she do my nails, she gonna give me her regular price. But a celebrity, $500.
No, yeah, that's true.
Come on, that's what they
true.
do.
That's true. Yeah, no, you're
Because,
right.
all right, because like I'm gonna tell you, for me, for my business, yeah, I have people I charge $500 for a 15-minute phone call. Like you call me, I'm like, all right, yeah, you want my advice? Okay, it's worth that much to you, $500,
I'm consulting.
and we'll sit there on FaceTime. On FaceTime, I'll sit there and go through it. Especially for the pandemic, I was doing it all the time.
So y'all got more than 15 minutes for free.
Hello.
Facts.
You better take advantage.
Like and subscribe. So I think the thing that most people were looking at was the entertainment was 900,000, and the cell phone, telephone, cell phone, email. I don't know who's
I
paying
don't-
for
yeah,
email,
that was-
but probably to encrypt it and probably make sure that it's safe or whatever. That was 20,000 a month.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I
I mean, how much is
I
a
don't
car
live that
note?
life.
All right,
You know
so
what I mean?
I
Like,
want to know about the charitable donations.
Yeah,
Well,
that
it says
too.
125,000. I
That
mean,
was-
she's charitable.
Obviously,
She wants him to be
With
charitable for
my
her.
money.
obviously.
Hey, I mean,
That's the
she
problem.
put in the work. If you look down at the stats and the studies of how many hours stay-at-home wife actually works compared to what a person that goes to work at, it's like something like 80 to 90 hours per week. So it's double what you're working. I'm not saying that we're trying to equate with Dre. I'm just saying that as a married couple that you need both people to make it work, and she was there for 20 plus years.
But think about it like this too. If you work at a job and you get laid off or whatever, and you get that severance pay or whatever, they calculated it based on what you would have made.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you were still there, I feel like it's the same thing. I mean, who's to say I wouldn't have been making however much money over 20 years.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
You know,
But that severance pay
Huh.
doesn't last that long.
I mean, that's, you know, we ain't got it like
well,
that.
alimony is different. So
Yeah, but I'm just saying you're
I'm just
compensated
saying,
for
you
what
know.
the possible money you could have made. So possibly what could she have made on her own over 20 years? She could have been a doctor. You don't know.
Right. So what I'm
You
hearing is
never
Rob
know.
is going to happily give half of everything should things not work with him in it.
I said,
He's gonna hit
I
that-
said till death do us part.
Hello. Hey, that's
He
my
gonna
same
get-
mindset too. I'm like, hey, I don't even play around with the D
We ain't
word.
even talking about it.
He gonna get hit
Ever.
with
I don't even
the.
play around with that D word. Like, Steph, don't do it. I don't care how mad you is. I don't play with that word. You don't play with it neither. Don't do that.
They gonna get hit with that word. That I want half.
Okay. No.
Okay.
See,
All right.
that's what Pete. See, I'm messed up in that regard because, like I said, I've been homeless. I don't care. Like, if me and Chelsea we talked about it, like if we get married, you can have all of it. I can go make it again.
Hey, come on now. That's
I'll throw the whole thing away. I'm out.
bye.
Oh.
Who was the other divorce?
Princess Love and Ray J. So they're not divorced.
I mean,
They
potential.
but they're potential divorce. So I wanted to bring this up, not because of their situation, but I think it was interesting that Ray J filed. Well, she filed, then they reconciled, then he filed, and now he's having doubts. And I forgot what interview it was, but he was asked, have they gone to marriage counseling? And he said in the past he was totally against it.
Oh wow.
Because he said that he thought that the counselor or therapist would be on one person's side. And he felt like that it was going to be a waste of time for them to do it. So I wanted to bring up the question and see if any of us have gone through marriage counseling, and can you kind of give your thoughts? I think we talked about this a little bit, but it's just shocking to me that with that many assets and you at that level, that's not important.
Before you divorce, like I feel like on any level, who just divorces before you even went to counseling? Yeah,
Right.
went to counseling, anything. I feel like that's kind of standard. Like, okay, let's see what's going on. Let's try to work through this.
I guess it just depends on like what the issue is.
Or it
Something
could
you
also
can't work
depend, like just like what I just said. I throw the whole thing away. Like it depends on the mentality of the person involved.
Yeah.
Or even if you look at it as a person who is like, especially considering we're talking about Ray J, their ego.
That's what
because
it sounds
of-
like from
yeah,
what you said.
because like you sitting up there, and if you go in thinking that it's already against you, or possibly against you, you know, you already going in there to fight.
Yeah.
That's true.
Wrong mindset.
It could be, your mindset might not be there. And so it might not be there to be able to fight for your relationship because you're too busy fighting your relationship.
Right. And I think when I first saw the news, this is what I thought. And this is just my opinion. This ain't no facts. This is a podcast. So what I thought it was petty. Because I thought what I saw was she filed and then he tried to make things work. But then I think there was a quote, and I don't want to misquote him, but I think when she filed, and I think he thought in his mind that it was basically already over, right? So, but I think for men, and especially Ray J because of his ego, he wanted to be in control. I felt like he did not want a divorce unless it was on his terms.
Yep.
So then he turned around and filed. You know what I mean? To say
That's
like,
crazy.
I
you
want.
still had that control either way because you guys signed the papers. It'd be so many women
No.
talking about, please
That's
sign the
not.
papers.
No,
That's
no,
not
no.
how it play out.
No.
Oh, okay, cool. Because they make it seem like, you know, they don't sign them papers, you know, like.
No.
No, that's
hold
true,
you
but
out.
it's still not the same
That's
kind
not
of
it.
control.
That's not the control we're talking about. We're talking about that control where you say, like I said, I'll throw you out.
Right.
That
Oh,
part right there.
I divorce
threw
you.
this paper at you.
I divorced you.
Whether you sign it
yeah.
or not is irrelevant. I did it,
Right.
Yeah.
not you. You didn't tell me. I told you.
Because he comes across as one of those people like, how you gonna divorce me?
Yeah.
Right.
And then flip it around and say, nope, I'm gonna divorce you.
And
Hi.
now I'm gonna tell you what was crazy.
like, you guys remember that rant that he had with Fabulous?
That's exactly.
I got a pool outside and a pool inside. You guys remember that?
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought about.
Yes.
That legit. That was the first thing I thought about.
You don't remember that?
No.
Look,
Oh my!
And then
Steele, you don't remember that?
wait, no. And then no. The best part about that whole rant was the way he addressed they talking to him, but he like literally looking, and you could he was gone. It didn't matter. He was like, look, how you going to argue with... He looked like Denzel in Training Day.
I'm going to bring up the rant. Man, like, that was like a classic
right?
moment.
Because my boy was like, he was basically... I thought he was going to fight the interviewer for asking him the question. He was like, wait, what you talking about? Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
What did he ask him?
No, so it was there was a I'm not too sure if there was a fight coming up, but Ray J was in Floyd Mayweather's house and he was playing the piano and I think he was singing. And then you know how the internet was back then, which it still is. So people was joking. So Fabulous was like, "Oh, somebody get Brandy's little brother. He in here singing." Like everybody was cracking jokes on him. So Ray J didn't like it. So him and Fabulous got into a little on the air beef, basically, where he called in and he was calling him a punk. And, oh no, I'm sorry. And then they went to a concert that night, and then Fabulous was performing. So Ray J was with the Money Team. He was with 50 and Floyd, and Fabulous was like, he kept on coming to me saying, "Hey, I'm with the Money Team, this and this and that." So I guess 50 and Floyd was kind of like putting the battery in his back, saying, "How you gonna let Fabulous play you like that?"
Yeah, and they kept hyping him up.
So he went up there, wanted to fight him. So then like he was like, "You need to apologize." And then Fab was like, "Apologize for what?" And he was like, "You need to apologize for playing me and the Money Team." And then Fab was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." So I guess Ray J swung on him, and Fab stepped back and then pulled the hoodie over his head and was just kind of just telling him just to calm down. So the next day he went on the radio and then went on this whole rant on Fabulous, like telling him he was broke, he didn't have enough money. So anyway, that's another show for a different day. But it just speaks to his ego and his mentality and just who Ray J thinks he is compared to who Ray J actually is. So we look at him like Brandy's little brother.
You was Brandy's little brother, and then you
Brandy's
was
little
Kim
brother.
K's video partner.
And you put Kim K on.
You're the reason that we have to
partner.
deal with that. That's what you is.
Like you was never A-list and never
Yeah, I mean, you had one wish.
One wish, you
That
do
wasn't
have a
him.
classic. You
I
ain't nobody
wish it
listen.
was.
One wish
You
is
have
not
a classic.
Oh,
Don't
here
you
we
do
go
that.
with the
Don't you
classic.
I
do that.
wish it was.
Here we go with the here we go.
One wish.
Hey,
Classic.
I like that song with Lil Kim better than I like that one.
Wait a minute.
Wait
Oh,
a minute.
wait a minute,
Crazy.
was a hit.
Wait a minute was way
Wait
better
a
than I
minute.
wish.
Yeah.
Hell nah.
Hell yeah, that
Wait
shit
a
slap.
minute.
I actually did like that one.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
And
like
Sexy
one
Can
way
I
better.
was a bop too.
Oh,
Huh?
yeah.
Sexy
I
Can
can get behind that.
Can
Yeah, that was that. Yeah,
That's
that
what
actually
I'm
might
was
be
that
my.
Ray J? Or was that Young Bird?
That was Ray J was on that, wasn't he?
But that was Young Bird's song,
It
all
was
right?
ready on the two though.
Okay, but he was on it.
Around that time, I know, but I'm just saying. Okay, anyway, next topic. All right, we gonna go over to Photo B's favorite topic since he's over there quoting lyrics.
Oh Lord,
Yeah,
yeah. I
let's
can't
go.
believe he pulled out a Tory Lanez quote.
Right?
You do this every episode.
Hold up.
And like
He
I,
be wanting to
Hold
go.
on, let me introduce the topic.
Hold
Let
up.
me introduce the topic. Let me
Introduce
introduce the topic. So we talked about Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion about 4 or 5 times on this podcast. I'm praying this is the last time we're gonna talk about it. So Tory Lanez tweeted that he was going to say or speak on his side of the story, and he ended up dropping the album at 9 p.m. last night. It's called Daystar, which happens to be his first name as well. So on the album, he basically tells his side of the story. He says
Clown.
that he did not shoot Meg Thee Stallion. He says that that her people are the ones that are pushing her to frame him. He also actually confirmed what we thought all along. We said, well, what you gonna go to? We said that the reason why this all came about was because they were all partying, which they were. That's confirmed.
Yeah.
We did guess that Kylie Jenner was there. She was there. They were in the pool, though, partying. We also confirmed and thought that he was a little bit too flirtatious with Kylie. He confirmed that on the album, and that was the reason why they were arguing. That was also confirmed. He also confirmed that he was crossfaded. He dabbles in a little coke. That was on track number 1. And he was drunk. He confirmed that as well. We said that first here. And but then we don't agree with what he said after that, which is that he didn't shoot Meg Thee Stallion, and that he's getting basically framed. So, question that I have here is, hopefully, we can all come to an agreement. Do we believe Tory Lanez events, and do we believe that he did not shoot Meg Thee Stallion?
no.
Yeah. Come on now.
Okay, so we got a no from
Bruh.
John,
No.
no from Steph.
We don't believe that he didn't.
we don't believe that he did not shoot. No, I'm sorry. Now you're getting me mixed up.
Right.
We don't believe his events, his side of the story. That he did not shoot Meg Thee Stallion. We don't believe that.
And that the PR team is.
I'm gonna just say that I still believe he shot her.
Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna make it simple. Do we believe Meg or do we believe Tory?
I believe Meg.
I beat them long legs.
Meg, D-Lo, Meg. Okay, I'm gonna ask this question because he brought it up, and it actually made me think a little bit. And I'm not saying I side with Tory, but it did make me think a little bit more about it. He asked if Meg Thee Stallion felt unsafe. Why did she get back into the car? Because when they got pulled over, that was after she was shot, and she was in the car.
That's clownish.
Right,
No, I know it's clownish. I'm just
because
fear.
she's scared. Like people
staying in the car. Okay,
people
I just
stay
seen a
on
girl
car
get clean
good
out,
point. Good point.
laid out on the sidewalk, get up and crawl into her boyfriend's car.
Come on.
Okay. So
If
we
you
think that she
shot
was still in the
me-
car because she was fearful that he was going to continue.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
else? What else she
Come
got?
on.
No, hey, that's a good point. It's a good point.
I'm shot in the foot. What?
Right.
I'm gonna walk,
I mean,
Right.
I already know you lit.
and then
You pulled a gun
You know what I'm
out.
saying?
Who's
Right.
in control?
Right.
Who's in control? The person that's on foot walking, or the person who got the gun?
Right. And so his court date's coming up October 13th. Why have there not been charges already filed? That's another question.
Well, initially, I know there was this saying that Meg was not cooperating.
Correct. Well, yeah. At first, nobody was cooperating.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But
I
think
don't
that's
know
obviously changed.
how much of that makes a play in it as far as her cooperation. I know that charges could still be filed whether the witness want to cooperate. Now we saw that before with the Chris Brown situation, but I mean, she's a black woman.
and then they also have to decide what they're gonna
Charge him with.
because of because of the blurriness of the situation.
Yeah.
Like we know someone got shot. However, we don't know all of the details of how this all transpired. So then that could also make it very difficult to determine what the charge is going to be. And then you throw in people not cooperating. It's hard to get a detailed answer, even for a district attorney to even make a decision on what to charge them with.
Right.
What they can actually win with.
Right. I mean, assault with a deadly weapon seems pretty standard at the very least.
Well,
It's assault with a deadly weapon.
And he was only charged with a concealed firearm. There hasn't been any like assault anything charges as of yet. Obviously, he has a court date coming up October 13th, and he's out on bail. So it I believe some of his story, but once it got from the shooting on, I don't believe any of it.
I'm tired of people saying y'all wasn't there. My thing is this. If somebody says somebody shot me, that's a serious offense. I don't need to be there to believe what you have to say. Now, how it plays out in court or whatever is how it plays out. But why? What reasoning do we have to not believe somebody that says, you shot me? Like, why would we not believe that? You know?
It's even simpler than that. You got shot. You got a bullet hole. And who had the gun?
Well,
Who
and
got
little
charged with having a gun?
and little
and you was
Juju
shot?
and little Juju on the beat said, which I don't know if it's fact or not. He said that the bullet fragments matched the gun that Tory had.
Yeah.
To me, that's 2 + 2 = 4.
Right.
Come on. And
Like-
people is it's like to
That's
me
right.
this is how
Not
it
unless
breaks
somebody
down.
else grabbed the gun from him and
Just
shot.
say I want to listen to the album and it slap. Just say that versus trying to, say that Meg lying or we wasn't there, we don't know the facts. Just say you want to listen to his music still.
Wait,
It's
no,
that simple.
you know what? But I have a bigger issue with that because I don't mind hearing Tory's side. I think you
Yeah.
should hear both sides before you come up with a conclusion
Right.
to
Agreed.
anything.
But the way that he went about it is
Yes,
trash.
the way he went about it
That
is totally trash because not only have you already been accused of harming a black woman, now you're trying to profit off of harming the black woman.
Exactly.
And then you release it the day after we heard that Breonna Taylor, that the grand jury is not going to pursue any charges against any of the police officers. So it's like you but then you turn around and say, I was marching for Breonna Taylor. Well, if you were marching for Breonna Taylor, then you should have had enough respect to wait a little bit. If you were going to do this, do it at a different time.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't do
Thank
it the
you.
day after
Yeah.
when we're still figuring out how we feel about it.
I was
Yeah.
so mad. I right now I can't even think about when I saw the tweet and I was like, no, I ain't even finna deal with that. I'll knock somebody out. I ain't even,
Right.
Facts.
Like I don't even want to. I just
I was
logged
shaking.
out.
I was like, nope. Dropped
just
my phone,
logged
walked
out.
away.
Like
Bruh, this
that
is-
was just trash.
Right.
Trash.
Like my thing is like everybody talking about, you got people based on both sides of this when it comes to online. Like, but my thing is when it came to August, he was instantly canceled. Like we instantly wasn't messing with him because why? We knew what he did was doing the whole sad story, talking about the whole thing, and then dropping an album, dropping the song Entanglement. All this stuff was to make some money off of that situation. This was a happy couple. As of right now, since all that stuff went down, they've been cool. And you blew their spot up for your own gain. And then here we are a couple months later, Tory didn't say nothing about this whole situation for this whole couple months. And now, 4 hours before you drop your album, you want to finally break your silence?
So what? I mean, I listened to a little more of the songs, and what part? Another line that he said was, "Why would I talk about a situation that's still going through?"
Going through investigation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You talk about it to get some money now.
Well, he's not exactly. I think when it comes down to like releasing the music, timing may not necessarily been the best. He also may have not actually correlated the same, dropping it and kind of correlating with the Breonna Taylor situation, because still technically everything is allegedly without being known.
That's true. And I think nobody has been asking to hear him to speak.
Yeah.
Right.
The only person that's been pushed for him to speak has been T.I., which I think T.I. is pretty nasty too for him being involved and telling him, oh man, you got to say something because this is that. T.I., we don't need to hear what he got to say.
No.
Yeah.
We saw the police report. We already kind of figured out what happened.
Yeah.
Now, if Tory wanted to say something, it's fine. Nobody would advise you to speak out during an investigation.
Yeah. I didn't expect to hear nothing from
Your
him.
court date is coming up October 13th. What was interesting about that comment that I didn't like was he tried to equate that with the hip-hop culture saying, oh, well, you tell people not to snitch. You tell people not to say nothing, but then you guys want me to say something. He said that's hypocritical.
Right.
No, it's not. It's not hypocritical. Because when we tell people not to snitch, we're saying if you are involved in criminal activity that you are profiting from, then you need to keep your mouth shut about somebody else if you get caught. You shot a innocent bystander, and then that's why we're asking for some type of explanation. We're not telling you not to snitch. How can you snitch on yourself when we already have all the facts and it's in the police report?
Yeah.
Right.
Come on,
I
Tory.
didn't expect to hear nothing from him because it is an ongoing case, and I was just shocked. I'm
Right.
like, oh, so you
I thought
gonna put an album out?
I was like, see, now to me, like marketing wise, if I'm sitting there looking at it, I would have waited for my court date.
Yes.
At least
I'd have-
after.
Like I would have dropped it while I'm in court.
Yes.
Right. See,
That, because to me, like, even just like, yeah, like how you just laughed at it. Like, to me, that would have been dope. I'd actually went and listened to it on purpose. I'm like,
I'm
my
done.
man went to court and dropped the album on the same day. I'm down.
Right.
I mean, honestly, he didn't have to necessarily say nothing about the case, but you could have came on and said, defending at least your honor as a man, because at the end of the day, you had wrong in the situation. I feel like what I would have respected it was for him to go on his platforms and be like, I'm sorry for all that happened to you, Megan. You know what I mean? For without going into too much into detail, you apologizing to women, period. Like, you know what I mean? Trying to say, hey, you know what? I was out of line. I sat there. I was too drunk. I was too on, whatever.
But
case
he
was, and I
can't
did
do
too
that
much.
because it's an ongoing case, and that means you would be, putting
Pretty
yourself in a
much, yeah.
situation
But basically,
to where
he had already done that. He had already came out and said, I was already too drunk.
His
It's like,
pub- yeah.
I lost. What was it? He said something, and I was just like, nope.
Yeah, that's not, but
I
I'm
think
saying,
he was like, I was too
feel
drunk.
Like I could have respected that if he would have did that serious, like talking. Like, no one cares about a tweet. No one cares about a message or email. If I would have seen, just like with the Drew Brees situation, if I would have seen it sincere, like, you know what? I can't go into full details into what all went down, but I know some of my
Okay, I
actions
can feel
caused
that.
for some,
Right,
for
right.
something happened to this woman, and I apologize for that. This was my friend, and hopefully, when this all boils down, we'll be able to be cool again afterwards.
Right, because he.
Like, you do nothing. You just sat down.
and you lashing out at people
Exactly.
that
and made
know,
excuses for
Exactly.
your
Exactly.
behavior.
And now you're making excuses instead of just being like, if you would have manned up and said, this is what happened.
Yep.
You know what? I messed up. I'm sorry, boo woo. and then move forward from
Okay,
there,
yep.
then I would have been like, oh, you know what?
And,
but like,
and
you
even
just,
then, there's still more steps to redemption.
exactly. But
Even
that's-
after that, it
that's a
ain't just
good-
no
that's a start-
statement.
that's a
It
good
ain't just
start,
no
though.
one
But
sincere.
he doesn't think he did anything wrong,
Exactly.
obviously. So we're not going to get that. And if he were going to say anything, it would have been, I apologize for the situation. I didn't do anything wrong, and I can't talk about it because I'm under investigation. That's the only thing that he could have ever said.
Yeah.
And then
That's
it
all
would
they
have
want-
been
I think
done.
That's what everybody wanted him to say.
And
Just
that
kinda
could have
like,
been respected.
Yeah, but he didn't say. But so, and just hearing the music and hearing the responses and reviews, like you said, he's lashing out at everybody else. He's
Rick
saying that they
Ross
wrong. Rick Ross and Masika and all these other people. The bottom line is there's witnesses that were there, and let it play out in court. But what it looks like from public opinion doesn't look too good for Tory. And we also got to think too that this will also result in him being deported back to Canada because he's, that will affect his
And people
citizenship.
is talking about like,
so that
oh,
might be why
he lost out on money. That's what happens.
We don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
you
You
decided to move in a way that puts you in a position to lose the money.
Come on.
Why do you have a gun?
That's called consequences.
So
to your
okay, so let me
actions.
ask this, and then we're gonna move on to the next. So from my understanding, his bodyguard was the driver, right?
Yup.
I don't.
Why do you have a gun?
Yeah. And my thing too is I feel like people are really minimizing because she didn't get, like
Hurt?
like, you know what I mean?
She was
like,
hurt,
I mean,
but
she was
yeah,
hurt, but
but not
she
like-
wasn't like,
like that, yeah, I know what you're saying.
So my thing is I feel like people are like minimizing it. Like, it just happened. Like, if you pull a gun on somebody where I come from, you pull it out to kill them.
Yo.
You don't pull it out to
Facts.
play. You don't pull it out. No. If you pull out a gun, you better be ready to use it. That's what we already know. So that's not something light to even just pull out a gun.
Check this.
Period.
The same energy that you would have had if that was Kylie Jenner in that car and got shot, you need to have it for Meg Thee Stallion. Period. Because if it was her in the car got shot, oh man.
Charges
Oh,
would've been
oh
filed.
my God.
He'd have been
Done.
Oh, he would have already been in Canada.
Done.
Come on now.
Locked
It's
up.
real. Like
Somewhere.
you don't pull guns on people. And that's what we said. I'm like, it had to be some cocaine. Cause who does that?
Right. And there was a lot. We just knew that he was. I'm telling you, he thought that was gonna be the night of his life. And he
Yep.
was flirting with Kylie. He thought he could still have Meg on the side. And he was talking about we're just friends. Y'all ain't just friends.
Nah.
Y'all no. See, but you try to do too much, Tory. You try to
Now
do
they're
too much.
nothing.
You was
And
sniffing the
That's
coke.
And now they're
crazy.
nothing.
You was drinking. You was
Yeah.
flirting with Kylie. You thought you was gonna have yourself a good old night, and it ended up being. So this is advice to y'all. Sometimes it's just best to just keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Just keep it simple.
and please.
Because usually when you do too much, you end up doing too much.
You get what you earn.
Hey,
Hello.
man.
Did
was
did
insane.
Kylie ever say anything?
No.
No.
And
She was
she's
showing
not.
that
and
WAP
nobody
video.
even pressing
She was
her.
showing that WAP video
to
though,
say
so
nothing.
it shows that they're still cool.
Well, I think that was before.
That could have been recorded before
I
though.
think that was
And I
before.
think
I
that's
think
how
that
they
was
became
before.
cool. Was they recorded the WAP video
And then they
they
all hung
became
out.
cool and then they hung out. So it looks like they were still cool after, but no.
Right. Why
That's
didn't-
how they met
why
and got
hasn't she said anything?
So they haven't really showed them.
You don't
they
know why
haven't
she didn't
hung
say
out
nothing.
since.
Why?
right.
And she
Nobody's
under investigation too.
Nobody's
Right.
pressing Kylie. They only pressing the black woman.
Well, because Kylie wasn't in the car. Kylie was at the party.
Oh,
Well,
she
I
was-
mean,
wait, she was at the-
still could say something.
I thought she was in the car.
Is it
No,
true?
Kylie was
No,
not in
no,
the
she
car.
was not in the car.
She was
So,
not in the
so
car.
who's all in the car?
So her best friend,
Best friend.
Tory,
Uh-huh.
Meg,
Tory's bodyguard.
and I believe Tory's bodyguard.
Okay, never mind.
Which was the driver too as well.
Okay.
Somebody was trying to say, because I be in the comments, they was trying to say that her and her friend aren't cool anymore.
Well, there's a rumor that they're not cool because, and he said it on the album, that she messed with Tory, allegedly. So he's like, why did you lie to your best friend? So I think and I don't know. I didn't listen to I'm just going off of what the reviews said. That the thought is that he messed with both of them and they lied to each other or something. I don't know. I don't care.
There
Some
was-
nonsense.
Childish.
There was also something that he said on there, and I don't, like I said before, I don't have none of us really have all the facts.
Right.
But he said something along the lines of, if I shot you in the foot, why is there no broken bones or tendons?
How
Or
did?
some
Yeah,
shit
he
like
said
that.
if I shot you, how did the bullets not hit any ligaments or any bones?
Yeah.
Then he also said if you were facing if you had your back to me, how could you know that I shot you? Tory, that's an easy question that everybody can answer. That I turned around and I saw you, or you were the only one that was in the car that had a gun, and other people saw you hanging out the window shooting. Come on, Tory, like. Dog, this is not
Tory, I
rocket
seen that
science,
big-ass
Tory.
head. I seen that big
Come
ass
on,
got
man.
that
Oh,
window
and then
open.
let's talk about this. Other thing he lied about, and this is what this is why I know that he lying. So he said, "I'm 5'7" and I'm not 5'3". Nigga, dog.
Thank
Tory,
you. Thank
Stop
you.
playing with me.
it's a wrap, bro. Look,
man.
the
Shut up,
police
child.
report
Stop
said
lying,
5'3",
Craig.
bro. We saw you playing basketball. You ain't no 5'7", my G.
I'm weak.
You chicken leg though.
Yeah, no.
Short niggas always go to. That's the default 5'7".
All of a sudden, they
Man,
just
come
no,
on
you
now.
It's always the default 5'4",
I
5'2".
saw somebody online said this is why we don't let short niggas make it, because you give them an inch and they take a 6'2" nigga step.
Facts.
I was screaming.
A 6'2" nigga step. You own step and shoddy.
Come on now.
5'7".
Get out of here.
Get on out of here.
You can't even ride the rides at
First of all,
Disneyland.
5'7" ain't even tall. So that's
Right.
how you know
Right.
he's
For somebody
Thank
that's
you.
getting 5'3",
Thank
it
you.
is.
5'7" ain't even
If you
tall.
gonna
For
lie,
That's like
lie
you're
bigger.
10 years old. I'm 10 and a half.
still little. What you saying?
Yeah, no. That's crazy.
5'7".
Oh shit.
I hope
He needs to do
I hope
better.
he's the trash guy. Okay, so we're gonna go on. It's a little more serious, so we're not gonna go through the details. And for y'all that are just now listening to us, for y'all that are just tuning in, we are not the political podcast. We are not the facts podcast. This is a reactionary podcast. We try to get it right. Sometimes we don't. If we get it wrong, just put it in the comments and we'll address it on the next episode. But because of all the injustice and all the things that are going on in our climate, I definitely wanted to get everybody's reaction to the lack thereof justice that was, or I don't even know what to even say about this. The lack of justice that Breonna Taylor deserved. So Daniel Cameron, the Attorney General for Kentucky, decided to pass the case on to the grand jury. The grand jury decided not to file any charges for the 3 police officers that were involved in the no-knock warrant that ended up in Breonna Taylor's death. And they decided to charge the police officer Hankerson with
Wanton endangerment.
Yeah.
endangerment, which was for him shooting into other apartments that were surrounding Breonna Taylor's, the white residents. And I guess there's a rule in Kentucky that when you shoot a gun as a police officer, that you have to have line of sight. So he did not. So that is the charges that he got because of that. So there were no charges filed for damaging,
death, yeah.
endangering, not even for Breonna Taylor apartment at all.
Yeah.
So just wanted to get everybody's just your natural human emotions, or how do you felt after you saw or heard the news? And we'll just go around the
I
table.
was disappointed, but not shocked, unfortunately, because I mean we've seen this so many times. But it just, the difference with this one that just was crazy. I saw a meme that said that he killed a black woman and was only charged with the shots that he missed. And I was just like, that hit home. Like, that's insane that you could kill somebody and they charge you for the shots that went into the wall and endangered the other people. Like, what? That's like the biggest slap in the face to me. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, we pretty much, as soon as they start telling everybody that start boarding up and
Right.
we need the National Guard here, we already knew what the results were.
Right.
And that's another issue, because it's like, if you know that these people, we are going to protest, we're going to negate what was said, we're not going to be happy with that. That means that there is a general understanding that that was wrong. Why did you not realize that that was wrong? If everybody else is so upset, and you know they're going to be upset, you rather save this man's career or whatever's going on and deal with the consequences that are actually a lot worse than this.
Like, oh, board everything up. You know, they going to get out here in the streets and, like, what? Like, it's just nothing. Like, it's just routine.
Right. It's like
Board up the city.
It's like they rather us be upset. They rather us.
We ain't gonna do nothing.
Then hold themselves accountable.
Us being upset is not going to change anything.
It's like
we've been protesting for decades.
100 years.
Come on now.
And it's been the same thing. And it's like they're waiting. There's like it almost feels like they're waiting for something.
They're going to act like Marcus Garvey didn't say it. Malcolm X said it. Martin Luther King said it. Medgar Evers said it. We had the Deacons of Defense. We had Brothers in Arms. We've had several issues and incidents where police consistently have disenfranchised the black community. And all we did was protest and complain, scream, cry, die. And the craziest part about that whole thing to me is like, so remember when the first thing started, they started with that meme that drove me crazy. It made me so upset. But they were like, they kept putting Dr. King's face up and said he protested without riots and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I was enraged. So I had went through a series where I posted a picture of him in his coffin. And I said, he protested. And the side-by-side was I had a slave's back covered in all the scars. I said, they were both treated the same way. You can't sit up here. It's always been, this is what we expect of you. We expect you to live, to die, and to do what you're told. That's it. And so we keep repeating this cycle over and over again. And it's another part of, like, in my mentality of things. And I always tell people, my number one thought in my training is that, like, I think about if I was shot right now while training, how many bullets would it take to stop me from finishing my workout?
Wow.
One more than they got. They're going to have to reload. Because I already know it doesn't matter. They don't care how upset I get. They expect me to fall down. They expect all of us to fall down, to fall in line. Because they know what they're going to do. Go protest, go cry, go. They might tear up the city. So what? We can pay for it. But they're going to behave.
Actually, they're going to pay for it. You know,
Yeah.
They're going to pay for it. You know.
How'd you feel?
I just felt like it was BS per usual. You know, I'm definitely fed up and tired of seeing my people get fucked over by the system, and you know, it's just it's a very frustrating situation because at first, you know, when you first hear about it, you getting bits and pieces of the details. Well, the boyfriend shot first, so they didn't know who was who. And they went to the wrong part, and then like, you know, like they only give you so much information to where you can start thinking that well, maybe they wasn't wrong for first initially shooting, but then you're looking at everything like, well, that was the wrong spot. You talking about this and this was linked to him? Like, this ain't adding up. You know what I'm saying? And then for it to still be the same outcome, it's like, dog, it's been the same thing forever, and it's just frustrating. So, you know, it's just one of them things. Like, for me, as a young black man in America who don't have any kids yet, you know, I just look at everything like I'm just praying that I can continue to do something different for my people to where when I have kids, when they get older, they don't have to deal with this shit. And I'm sure I ain't the only person that ever thought that before they had kids and thinking that things would be different. I'm just hoping that finally, you know, when our kids, you know, grow up, they don't have to deal with the same type of things that we've had to deal with. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's just a fight that we can't stop fighting. We can't give up on this. And we got to keep on fighting for justice because at the end of the day, if we do not keep fighting for it, we're going to have to take it. And that's what they waiting for. They ain't going to be happy until this big black outrage all these white folks been waiting for 400 years. They ain't going to be happy until we actually rebel against them and really take what we deserve. And I hope it don't come to that. But that's looking like a real reality at some point. We're going to have to go out and take ours.
Yeah. It was hard, and it's crazy because you kind of knew it was coming. Just like you said, when you saw that he was boarding up the city, you were like, here we go.
Even beforehand, it took way too long.
Even before, because it's been 6 months, we just knew there was something wrong. That they were not going to just the fact that they only fired one officer, didn't fire the other two. The fact how Daniel Cameron was just dragging his feet, the fact that he gave it over to the grand jury, just showed to me that he's just a clown. He had no backbone. He did not want to do what was right. He was thinking about his career. He's getting engaged while this whole thing is going on. It wasn't serious. It wasn't serious. We already knew what was going to happen. It was more. It was more of an emotional drain because to me, it's like, man, like even as a black man or a black woman sleeping in my bed, and I'm not even a threat, that you're still justifying the murder of her. And it's like we all understand that Kenneth Walker shot supposedly first because he was standing his ground. He thought that it was an intruder. He thought somebody was breaking in, and just the fact that they charged him at one point, and then they ended up dropping it. But they were trying to get the fix on him too, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy, and it's like, what part of no justice, no peace do they not understand?
No,
it's like, oh well, you guys. I mean, do it like Martin Luther King. It's like, dude, no, look, we passed the peaceful protest. We are past seeing this over and over and over again. And then not only do you do it, but then you slap us in the face with it. Like Daniel Cameron just said, he's not releasing the transcripts of what the grand jury said. So we're like, because Ben Crump, the lawyer for Breonna Taylor's family, was like, we need to know what evidence did you present? Because one neighbor said that they knocked. 12 others said they didn't knock. So it's like, so what did you present? Did you present the 12 or did you present the 1? Did you present the fact that you did not administer aid to Breonna Taylor for 20 minutes? That's involuntary manslaughter. So, and that's protocol, that if you shoot somebody, and that's what happened at that Wendy's incident in Atlanta, right? You are supposed to administer aid immediately. You waited 20 minutes, and I'm guessing probably to get their story straight and to make sure that Kenneth wasn't a threat. So even in that, where's the charge for that? Yeah. And there is no charge.
But see, this is the other part, and the part that got me was, so people are defending this nonsense in the saying that, well, first of all, it's like 3 a.m. If you kick my door in, I'm shooting you.
I'm shooting.
And you see white people say that all the time. They always say, if you come up in my house, be prepared to woo-woo.
No, they say even if you come on my property, I'm shooting. Come on,
they be ready to shoot.
That was the incident in South Carolina where the guy was like in the front, his car, he had a flat tire. And the guy from his porch started shooting at the dude and his brother from his porch. And they trying to change a tire.
Come on, man.
So that's what I'm saying. They be quick to say that. If you come on my property, if you come in my house, be prepared. And then in a situation with black people, with somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning is busting in your house, you don't understand why they would be protecting themselves? Come on now.
3 in the morning.
Well, and then on top of that, so he didn't even shoot the officer. He shot a warning shot. And now they're saying they cannot neither deny or confirm if Kenneth Walker actually shot the police officer. It could have been friendly fire. They don't even have that confirmed.
Wow.
And then their other argument, or their fact checkers, they're saying that, well, she wasn't in her bed when she got shot. She was in the hallway. She had her door kicked in at 3 a.m. Are you gonna just lay there and be like,
it don't matter where you at.
Right.
It don't matter if she's asleep or awake. You got the door kicked in at 3 o'clock in the morning, and she got shot. She was unarmed, unexpected, not doing anything but mind her own damn business.
Yeah. And they lied on the affidavit to even get the warrant.
Yeah.
Even it's in
that part of
on
it.
that. And it's like whoever gave them the information about where they were at, like who they're looking for, that was negligence. Because you're giving wrong information about who's where.
Which is why you don't bust in and be shooting somebody else.
You don't do that. If you only do that, like that's like that's some criminal activity. If you busting in somebody's door with some guns ready to go, that's criminal activity. If you can't do the shit in a way that should be done, because you have no idea who's in the house. Well, you have no idea who you in danger. There could have been kids in the damn house.
You're putting and they want to debate on the no knock warrant and see if it's lawful or not. As a police officer, you're putting my life in danger. Yeah. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. If I'm just busting into the door without
I do that?
You know what I mean? So there was no reason. There was no reason to do it.
And they always talking about their safety and how they so scary, but you want to just bust into somebody's house. You don't know what's in there.
And be surprised when they start shooting.
And then be like, oh, shit, they shooting. Like, what? Like, you put yourself in that situation.
You chose this life.
You chose
to be in that. Yes.
You made the situation dangerous when it didn't have to be.
Well, and then what's nasty is some of the lawyers are saying that the whole raid was tied to a gentrification plan as well.
I saw that.
So there's so much information that we are privy, that we're not privy to. But the fact that Daniel Cameron is not willing to be transparent after he promised transparency tells a lot. Tells me that you obviously recommended, or you were pushing, that you did not want the police officers charged. And now they're saying, and it's Brett Hankerson. Excuse me if I butchered your name. I really don't care. That he may not do no jail time or prison time at all.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think he only facing like what?
Like a year?
A year?
Or 15 months? I don't know what it is.
Barely.
It's barely anything, and they're saying
It's
that there's a good chance he's not going to see any of it.
Yeah,
so I'm tired of covering these kind of topics, but it ain't stopping anytime soon. And I think the conclusion that I came to, and it's a sad reality, but honestly, if I need to make the move, I will make the move. When that happened, the first thought that came to my mind, and y'all might laugh, is Nas and Belly when he told T-Boz that they're going to Africa. And I said, you know what? I said that might have to be the move. Because it's not, to me, I'm at a point where I'm hopeless that anything is going to get changed unless there is some type of civil war or actual bloodshed. It's not going to change. And if it's going to change, it'll be in small little increments and things like that. But and I am always a proponent to voting. But voting is part of the solution. It is not going to fix people losing their lives at the hands of police officers, because Kentucky or Louisville, from my understanding, that's ran by Democrats, isn't it?
Pretty much.
So you can't say, oh, well, yeah, we need to go with Biden and Harris. That's a Democratic, state, county. I don't know who's running it. I'm just so out of my mind. I didn't get a chance to even look. But we can't. The system was not built for us. So you cannot work within the system. There's a movement of people trying to abolish the system, and the same people that we're trying to fight for are the same people that are fighting against us. Charles Barkley said something where he said that he thought that the cops were justified because Kenneth Walker shot first. Shaq said the same thing. It's like, bro, which side are you on?
Yeah.
Which side are you on? You on television saying that? See, and then white people will then hear that and say, oh, see, Charles Barkley said that it was justified.
Mm-hmm.
Good enough for me.
It's crazy.
It's just
like I don't even address those things. When people put it up to me, I just tell them, I said, it's not my job to sit here and educate white people on how to behave.
No.
If you have a difficulty understanding that I should be treated the exact same way that you do, or that if you don't understand that if that happened to you, I'm gonna still be upset.
Yeah, and that's what pisses me off the most. We're just fighting for equality. We're not saying that we want to be treated better.
No.
We're not saying that we want special treatment. We're just saying the same way that you're treated.
No, I think it was better stated. I heard somebody say equity, not equality.
There you go. Both.
Because when you really look at equity, we're looking at the value of my life, the value of your life. I'm sitting up here, I'm saying that I should be valued in the exact same way. Like, I had an older guy arguing with me, and I stopped him. I said, I want you to think about it this way. If something happened to your son, and you're sitting up there, and I came to you and I told you how your son, he did drugs, so he deserved what happened to him, how would you feel right now? If you sitting up here now, if you told me that honestly, I don't care if your son's on drugs, I don't care what he did.
Yeah.
The only thing I care about is how you feel right now.
Yeah.
Because you would be hurt, and I would want to do whatever I could as your friend, as a man in this country next to you, standing here doing whatever I can to represent this country. I want to be able to represent you as your friend. And if somebody has something to say about your son, I'm knocking them out for you.
Just listen to how crazy that is. That when something happens to somebody or they die, oh, she was pushing drugs for her boyfriend. She deserved that. Or same thing with Stephante Clark. Oh, well, he deserved it because of this, because of that, because of that, because he was abusive, or because he didn't love black women. And it's like, okay, so let's follow that logic all the way down. if you think that the death is the sentence that people deserve because of their actions, then that means then you should be a strong proponent for the death penalty. We have murderers that are sitting in prisons right now that are still living and breathing and taking up tax money. So then why are you not pushing that? So it's funny that, oh, they deserve to go to prison, but then you sit around and say, oh, well, they deserve to die because this. No, death is never the sentence. I'm sorry. Y'all can say whatever you want to say. If you want to say eye for eye, tooth for tooth, that's fine with me. For me, there has to be room for redemption. You don't even give anybody the room to redeem themselves because either they are getting murdered at the hands of the police or they are going to prison where there is no real form of rehabilitation and they're coming home worse than when they went to come into. So I don't want to, I'm sorry. I don't want to hear that shit no more. I don't want to hear nobody. I'm telling you, I'm like John. You say that in my face, I'm punching you in the mouth. Period.
Yeah, I'm done.
Period. I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of kneeling. I'm tired of protesting. I'm tired of visuals. I'm tired of lighting candles. It's over. We're done with that. And if y'all want to sit there, oh, well, y'all just need to go to right channel. There is no right channel. Like what Steph said on episode 2 or 3. Has anybody ever abolished a systematic, a racist system? No. So you cannot tell any of us how to feel or how to act. Period. And violence and bloodshed brought us here. So it looks like violence and bloodshed is what's going to have to happen for us to be free. Because it seems like that's the only thing that America respects. And if you got a problem with it, I will tell you this, that you reap what you sow. You cannot kill indigenous people. You cannot enslave Africans. You cannot murder innocent people and have your soil be, our innocent blood be the soil that fertilizes your country, and then think that it's not going to happen to you eventually, whether it's in home or whether it's abroad. It's going to happen because that is what you built your country on, which was blood, pillaging, and raping innocent people. So guess what's going to happen?
Come on. They're not ready for that.
You reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow. And I'm not condoning or inciting any violence. I'm just telling you what the law says. I'm telling you what the Bible says. I'm telling you what karma says. We always want to quote the universe and say, oh, whoa, if I put it in the universe, it comes right back.
No, you saying what they said. You saying exactly what they said. They tell you all the time. Hey, matter of fact, there's a meme right now that says if Black Lives Matter is like, well, guess what? If y'all defund the police, then you got to deal with me. Guess what? Okay.
Okay.
Don't even understand what defunding the police is. It's not abolishing the police.
Right.
It's stupid. It's changing the resources so that way they're better equipped. Anyway, all right, BJ. Go ahead and do your trash segment, man.
We know who it is.
Speaking as though Rajo isn't here, today I am taking over the trash as fuck section. Today's trash as fuck.
Come on now.
Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron. You're trash as fuck because you're put into a position to try to help us, but you don't. You take the responsibility of something that could have been changing, something that's life-changing for the rest of us to show that there's people who actually care about our lives. You are one of us. You should definitely have been you should definitely done what you needed to do to make sure justice was served. Now look at you. Now look at your city. Now look at your state. We are upset. They're upset. You expect that people are going to change their minds by how they react to injustice? No. It's going to be the same damn thing over and over again. You were put in a position to be able to change that, but you failed. You failed your people. You failed your city.
You failed yourself.
Man.
Because that's your legacy.
Facts.
There you go. Come on,
Facts.
now. That part. You can't even try to convince me that he put his best foot forward, that he really put.
No.
He didn't.
I don't believe it. And again, that's why he does not want to be transparent, because he didn't do a goddamn thing.
He knows what those transcripts are going to say.
The truth is, he's a coward.
That's why he transferred. That's why he transferred everything over to the jury.
Transcripts transcribe his cowardice.
He didn't want the responsibility.
He's protecting his job. There's something going on to he just doesn't want to deal with it, and he's having somebody else deal with it.
He's a career politician,
exactly.
And I do believe that Trump has some type of backdoor deal
Yep.
with him and is going to put him in a better position. So Dan, what's his name? Daniel Cameron. You ain't gonna listen to this podcast, but I hope that somebody
I'ma
that's close
tag
to
you.
you, somebody that's
Yes.
close to you hears this.
I'm gonna email you this.
You had an opportunity to do what was right, not what was legal, what was morally right. And the fact that you chose to take the coward way out just shows what lack of a leadership and what kind of a man that you are that's sitting on that pit judge, whatever you want to call it. When we look in the history books, we're going to read your name as somebody that went down in the same breath as Judas, same breath as George Bush, same breath as Richard Nixon, the same breath as people that are on the wrong sides of history. You wanted to be tied to Donald Trump so bad, you're going to be tied to Donald Trump for the rest of your life. And
you
it's
know
not
it.
going to be in a favorable light.
And you know it.
You had a chance, and this is not we wanted you on your side because you're black. We just wanted you to do what was right. And the fact that you denied somebody's value of life, or what John just said, equity of her life, somebody that looks just like you, has the same skin tone just as you, that probably looks just like your mother, is disgusting. And you should be sick to your stomach. I hope people write you to the day that you die. I hope people protest and picket at your house. I hope that your kids don't have any comfortable days when they go to school. And I hope that your wife don't have no comfortable days even when she goes to get her nails done.
Amen.
You don't deserve any peace, because Breonna Taylor's family won't get any peace, because Breonna Taylor didn't get any justice. And what did I just say? If there's no justice, there's no peace.
Period.
None. I hope you don't sleep at night. I hope that your soul, I hope that your spirit has unrest. You gonna have to make that right, bruh. And you ain't gonna have to make it right with any of the people. You gonna have to make that right with God.
Yeah.
Because everybody else can't maybe see what's going on behind closed doors. Only person that knows what happened in that room and those conversations that you had with these people that nobody is privy to is him. And that's the only person you gonna have to answer to. And her blood is on your hands. It ain't on the grand jury's hand. You took the coward way out and you gave it to them because you didn't want to take the responsibility. It's on your hands. And I hope that you're strong enough to be able to lift that weight.
Man.
I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, John,
Hey,
for
come
coming
on.
on the pod,
We
man.
appreciate you.
I had fun. It was a good time.
I'm definitely gonna rewind and take some notes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Those 4 steps was just facts, man. We gonna definitely before, because we want to make sure that we give you all the love too, man. So I know that you're a business owner, so if you want to shout out your businesses, because there's gonna be some people that maybe need that accountability, that need a coach. We all need a coach, right? So if people are interested in taking up your services, where can they find you? Where can they get in touch with you? Where can they secure getting in and getting a premier coach?
All right, so you can check out my website, fit40studio.com. But also you can hit me up on Instagram, JD Reynolds, REYNOLDS 3. If you hit me up on my Instagram, you let me know you watched the podcast. I'll go ahead and I'll let you sign up for one of my challenges if fat loss or something like that's what you're looking for. Or if you need other coaching, just, hit me up, tag me, whatever, ask me a question. Generally, I answer all questions 24 hours a day. Like I said, I don't sleep much.
Mm-hmm.
So let me know how I can help you, and let's see about getting you to your goals.
Facts.
Let's go.
And yo, we don't sponsor nobody. We don't do no ads. We don't do any of that. But we do definitely endorse John and his business, man, because he's not just trying to get the money, man. He's trying to get you to your goals and the purpose behind it. I'm a big person that deals with the why. And the why with his coaching and his development, that's big, man. He's trying to make sure that you get to the best version of yourself, not only physically, but mentally, man. So please go check out the Fit 40 Studio. And also the John Reynolds Bar Club. Are you still doing that? So,
Reynolds
okay.
Performance.
Reynolds Performance Bar Club, too.
Yep.
So go ahead and hit him up. He can get you on a meal plan, get you all squared away, and get that body going, man. Because hopefully COVID ain't gonna be here for too much longer. So vacations gonna be popping and cruises and You know what I mean? So you gotta be looking
if
right.
not, just be popping in your living room. Come on.
Facts.
now.
Be
Amen
popping
to
in your
that.
mirror.
They were
Come on.
they were talking about when COVID is over. It sounds just like when I win the lottery.
I feel it.
Come on, that's
and
the
if you-
same
And
feeling.
if you stay
Hey.
ready, you ain't gotta get
Get
ready.
ready. Come on.
You
Facts.
feel me?
And then like right now they talking about those trips to Cancun and stuff. All them prices way down.
Yeah.
Facts.
Come
Facts.
on.
Go
So,
ahead.
Like I said, where I'm going in November.
I feel it.
He got to quarantine
Just
again.
just be prepared to quarantine. So in November, take note that photo B will not be on that episode after.
I might be out during one of the episodes.
Oh, hey.
Double check.
Hey, we
You
all
never
need a
know.
vacation. We all need a
Come
break.
on.
So we want to thank John Reynolds once again. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you did learn something of importance, or if there's something that you were able to take home that will help you, please like, subscribe, follow. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we are now on Amazon Music. So if you have an Amazon Prime account, you have an Amazon Prime account, you know what I mean, because you're paying that either it's $99 a year or I think it's like $14.99 a month, whatever you're paying.
I pay something
Please follow us on Amazon Music as well. All right, so you can get us Amazon, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and Stitcher, and any other amazing platform. So we want to send our condolences to Breonna Taylor's family. We also want to stand in solidarity with the people that are protesting. Please stay safe. Keep your head up and keep your head on the swivel, and please fight the fight. Peace, love, and blessings to everybody. All right, we out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's go.